the school beauty's personal bodyguard. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 426 Pengzhan Xiao wants revenge. Although Pengzhan Xiao hadn't figured out a plan on how to deal with Lin Yi, she felt a little embarrassed to face him. Pengzhan Xiao was still embarrassed after being soaked like a drowned rat by him at noon. She had never encountered such an embarrassing thing since she was a child, and this time she actually fell into Lin Yi's hands. But to Pengzhan Xiao's surprise, when she returned to the classroom, she didn't see Lin Yi, which made Pengzhan Xiao feel relieved. "Hey, beautiful girl, do you know my boss?" Pengzhan Xiao turned around. He was a little curious about Pengzhan Xiao's identity. It was obvious that she came for Lin Yi, but he didn't dare to ask Lin Yi. Now that Lin Yi was not on the classroom, he just wanted to ask Pengzhan Xiao. "Lin Yi is your boss." Pengzhan Xiao was also looking for someone who was familiar with Lin Yi to get to know Lin Yi from the side. "Yes, I'm his little brother," Pengzhan Xiao said very proudly, as if being Lin Yi's little brother was a very honorable thing. "Oh," Pengzhan Xiao's eyes rolled slyly, and a plan came to her mind. She said to Pengzhan Xiao, "I'll tell you something in secret. Please don't tell anyone else, including your boss Lin Yi." This, Pengzhan Xiao hesitated for a moment. Although he wanted to hear what Pengzhan Xiao was talking about, he felt it was not a good idea to hide it from Lin Yi. "If you don't agree, I won't tell you." Seeing Pengzhan Xiao's hesitation, Pengzhan Xiao immediately threw out a more important chip. "It's about me coming to see your boss." Sure enough, Pengzhan Xiao became interested as soon as he heard it. He scratched his head and hesitated for a long time. "Then you tell me." "I won't tell the boss. You must not tell me, otherwise I will be embarrassed." Pengzhan Xiao looked at Pengzhan Xiao and pretended to be pitiful. "Don't worry, I'm good as my word. I promise I won't tell the boss," Pengzhan Xiao promised, patting his chest. But Pengzhan Xiao wasn't stupid. He'd promised Pengzhan Xiao not to tell Lin Yi, but he hadn't said he wouldn't tell Tang Yun. He'd tell Tang Yun directly, and if she told Lin Yi, it wouldn't be his fault. "Actually, I like Lin Yi. I transferred here just for him." Pengzhan Xiao blushed and whispered to Pengzhan Xiao. "Huh?" Pengzhan Xiao's eyes widened. You have a crush on my boss?" "Yeah," Pengzhan Xiao nodded. "Just don't tell anyone, don't worry about that." "I promised." Pengzhan Xiao was now in a dilemma. It was hard to tell Tang Yun about this, it would be gossip. "Hey, can you tell me about Lin Yi? I want to know more about him." Pengzhan Xiao believed that Zhu Ruiming and Zhong Pinliang's information was all indirect. Only Pengzhan Xiao, who was in constant contact with Lin Yi, could have credibility. "But, you know, the boss has a girlfriend, so your chances are slim." Pengzhan Xiao sighed, thinking to himself that the boss was truly blessed. Every girl who liked him was so beautiful and charming. "It doesn't matter, I don't care. I don't care about status. I just want to be by his side quietly. I won't compete for anything," Pengzhan Xiao said, shaking her head. "Huh?" Pengzhan Xiao was stunned. How could such a girl still exist these days? Pengzhan Xiao's qualifications were perfectly acceptable, and she could have found any boyfriend, yet she actually disregarded status and wanted to be with Lin Yi. Although the boss was very capable, Pengzhan Xiao was still envious, and felt a little sympathy for Pengzhan Xiao. "So, you mean, you want to be by his side quietly, giving without asking for anything in return?" "Yeah," Pengzhan Xiao nodded. "We'll talk about it next time, when the boss comes." Pengzhan Xiao looked up, only to see Lin Yi enter the classroom and quickly shut up. Lin Yi drove Tang Yun back to school. Although there was no traffic, they were still a little late, arriving after the first afternoon class. During class, Lin Yi was surprised to see Pengzhan Xiao, who had changed her clothes, completely forget about the bathroom incident. She didn't bother him or even mention it. Even more surprising was the silence that followed the entire afternoon. Pengzhan Xiao didn't say anything to him. Lin Yi was also puzzled by the strange look Pengzhan Xiao gave him. It wasn't that Pengzhan Xiao didn't want to say anything, but she hadn't figured out how to deal with Lin Yi. She wasn't willing to let Lin Yi off so easily. Having Lin Yi piss her head was the greatest humiliation of her life. She'd never been so humiliated before. However, Feng Xiaoxiao couldn't find her way to teach Lin Yi a lesson. On the one hand, she wanted Lin Yi to teach her how to drive, so she couldn't offend him too much. For example, she absolutely couldn't accept Zhu Ruiming's idiotic suggestion. If anything happened to Tang Yun, Lin Yi and I would become mortal enemies, and that would defeat my original purpose. It would be best if Lin Yi could learn a lesson, but without suffering any major losses. Just a little humiliation, like the embarrassment I suffered at noon. When school was almost over, our homeroom teacher, Teacher Liu, came to the classroom and walked to the podium. Everyone, be quiet. I want to tell you something. Tomorrow, our graduating class will hold a tree planting activity. There is an open space behind the school. This is where each of our graduating classes plants trees. We are about to graduate and go our separate ways. In order to leave some memories for your alma mater, you can plant trees in this open space. A few years later, when you return to your alma mater, it will be very meaningful. Teacher Liu's words drew applause from the students present. The boring life of senior year in high school was almost repetitive reading, doing exercises, and taking tests every day. Now that there was such an activity, everyone naturally welcomed it with a raise of their hands. There's no limit to the type of saplings you can buy. They're sold at the flower, bird, and fish market not far from the school. Prices range from a few yuan to several hundred yuan, depending on your financial ability. If you're really struggling, you can use your class funds to sponsor a sapling worth a few yuan, Teacher Liu said. Although there were no poor students in his class, he still had to speak up as a matter of convention. Everyone expressed their support. Before graduation, most students wanted to leave a little memory at their alma mater. After all, they were about to leave, and returning to their alma mater after several years to see the saplings they had planted with their own hands had grown up would be a very special feeling. Brother Liang, I think this is a good opportunity, Ge Xiaofu suggested to Zhong Pinliang after listening to Teacher Liu's words. Chapter 427 Let's go catch sharks. A good opportunity? What's a good opportunity in planting trees? Zhong Pinliang didn't quite understand what Ge Xiaofu meant. Brother Liang, think about it. You could make a tree with Chu Mengyao's name on it. She'd definitely like it when she saw it. Girls love these fancy things, Ge Xiaofu said. Look at the story in The Return of the Condor Heroes. On Guo Shuang's birthday, Yang Guo gave her a firework. She was so happy she pledged her love to him. Why did I see Guo Shuang becoming a nun? Zhong Pinliang was stunned. So she became a nun. I don't remember. Maybe I was reading a fanfiction, Ge Xiaofu said a little embarrassedly. I think becoming a nun is also motivated by love. Anyway, that trick would definitely work. You mean, should I light a firework too? Zhong Pinliang asked. Yeah, Brother Liang, haven't you heard of a night sky full of fireworks? Let's create a night sky full of fireworks for Chu Mengyao, Ge Xiaofu said. Okay, that's settled. I'll go buy a sapling. Zhong Pinliang thought this was a good idea, much simpler than writing a blood oath. At least a fireworks display wouldn't require self-harm. This sapling needs to be special too, not the same as others. If it were the same, our uniqueness wouldn't be apparent, said Ge Xiaofu. Okay, I'll try to get an imported sapling. Zhong Pinliang was very excited. He felt that Ge Xiaofu had finally come up with a good idea. Brother Liang, do we need to talk to Xiaoxiao about this? After all, she's the big sister of our class now. We've made such a big fuss, we should at least give her a heads up, right? Ge Xiaofu reminded him. That's right, this matter really needs to be discussed, in case Sister Xiaoxiao also has any plans to deal with Lin Yi, which would be bad if there is a conflict. After school, Zhong Pinliang asked Feng Xiaoxiao to meet him in a corner of the campus next to the playground, ready to tell Feng Xiaoxiao what Ge Xiaofu had said before. Feng Xiaoxiao patiently listened to Ge Xiaofu's explanation. She was not interested in whether Zhong Pinliang was pursuing Chu Mengyao. Her target was Lin Yi. Is that all? What does it have to do with me? Feng Xiaoxiao frowned. I thought you had thought of a way to humiliate Lin Yi. Humiliate Lin Yi? Sister Xiaoxiao, aren't you going to teach him a lesson? Why are you humiliating him again? Zhong Pinliang was stunned. He had thought that Feng Xiaoxiao and Lin Yi had a deep hatred, but it seemed that was not the case. What do you care what I want to do? Feng Xiaoxiao snorted. I've been embarrassed today, and I want to humiliate him too. Well, if it's just like that, I have a way, Ge Xiaofu said with his eyes shining. What countermeasures? Feng Xiaoxiao looked at this dog-headed military advisor, wondering what brilliant ideas he could come up with. Aren't we going to create a night of fireworks and silver flowers? There must be fireworks and firecrackers at that time. We'll give you a string of firecrackers, and then you secretly hang it on Lin Yi's butt. When the time comes, light it, and Lin Yi's butt, you can be as embarrassed as you can imagine. Guo Xiaofu may not be good at other things, but he can come up with some small tricks. Oh, Feng Xiaoxiao carefully thought about the feasibility of this matter. If it handled properly, it would be a good idea. Secretly hang the firecrackers behind Lin Yi without letting him find out. And then when Zhong Pinliang lights the fireworks, secretly light the firecrackers behind Lin Yi, pretending that he was accidentally ignited by the fireworks. By then, even if Lin Yi wants to retaliate, I'm afraid he won't be able to find evidence, right? Sister Xiaoxiao, I think Xiaofu's idea is good. Zhong Pinliang naturally hated Lin Yi to the core, so when he heard about this method that could humiliate Lin Yi, he immediately encouraged Feng Xiaoxiao to do it. I'll think about it again. Feng Xiaoxiao was not as assuming as Zhong Pinliang. She wanted to carefully study the feasibility of this method. Sister Yao, are we going to plant trees tomorrow? Chen Yushu was quite looking forward to this tree planting activity. In fact, she was looking forward to anything new. Of course we have to go. After a few years, when we have graduated, married and had children, we can bring our children to visit our alma mater and tell them that this is where their mother went to school. It should be very educational. Chu Mengyao nodded and said seriously. Oh, then do our children have the same father? Chen Yushu asked. Xiaoshu, Chu Mengyao glared at Chen Yushu. She really wanted to open her best friend's head to see what special structure was inside. How could she so confidently turn such a serious matter into farce? Huh? Chen Yushu blinked. Open your mouth. Chu Mengyao ordered. No, never. Chen Yushu shook her head. Why? Chu Mengyao was stunned. Chen Yushu always obeyed her orders. You pulled my tongue and it hurt, Chen Yushu said. You know it hurts, and you still say that? Chu Mengyao snorted. Then I won't say this next time, Chen Yushu promised. You always say next time and next time. How many next times are there? Chu Mengyao didn't believe what Chen Yushu said. Sister Yao, the original words of this sentence are tomorrow and tomorrow. How many tomorrows are there? Chen Yushu said. Oh, that's tomorrow, it's all the same. Who cares about tomorrow? Xiaoshu, you're changing the subject again. Chu Mengyao was speechless. She almost got away with it again. Chen Yushu stuck out her tongue. If you don't think about it so much, we haven't got the saplings yet. Should we go out and buy some? Okay, Chu Mengyao temporarily forgave Chen Yushu. Facing such a bestie, she had to learn to be tolerant and take a step back to broaden the horizon. Otherwise, she would be angry 10 times a day. Go and call Lin Yi and ask him to drive along. Our car can't fit the saplings, okay? Brother Arrow, Chen Yushu called Lin Yi in a hoarse voice. Lin Yi had seen Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu bickering before, so she went back to the room first. She was accustomed to their behavior. Hearing Chen Yushu's cry, Lin Yi walked out of the room and asked, What are you doing, Brother Arrow? I want to eat shark meat again, Chen Yushu said. Chu Mengyao almost fell directly from the sofa to the floor. Did she ask him to go out with her to buy saplings? Why did she get involved in shark meat again? Oh, they are not sold in the market. Why don't you go catch one yourself? Lin Yi was speechless. Shark meat was not very delicious. Why did this little girl Chen like to eat it? Okay, Sister Mengyao, let's go to the beach to catch sharks, Chen Yushu suggested. Chapter 428, Tree Buying Trip. Xiaoshu. Aren't we going out to buy saplings? Chu Mengyao asked with gritted teeth, trying hard to resist the urge to faint. Oh, that's right. Then let's buy saplings first, Chen Yushu nodded. Lin Yi, we are going to buy saplings, and the car is not small enough. Shall we go in your car? Chu Mengyao did not let Chen Yushu do it for her this time, and spoke up herself. Although she was a little reluctant to talk to Lin Yi, today Lin Yi was visited by Feng Xiaoxiao. Chu Mengyao didn't know how to say it. She was a little embarrassed. It was obviously the trouble she caused, but she actually asked Xiaoshu to send a text message to ask Lin Yi if he was cheating on her. Okay, Lin Yi nodded. How could he refuse the order of the eldest lady? So Lin Yi said, Shall we go now? Yes, let's go now, Chu Mengyao stood up, pulled Chen Yushu, and prepared to go out with Lin Yi. The eldest lady and Chen Xiaoni rode in Lin Yi's broken car for the first time, and they were amazed at how broken it was. "Brother Arrow, your car can still be driven." Chen Yushu couldn't understand how such a shabby car could still be driven, and quite fast at that. "Whether it can be driven or not, you know it now, don't you?" Lin Yi said with a smile. "For a follower like me, it's good enough to have a shabby car to drive." "Oh, then I'll give you my car." "I don't like driving anyway," Chen Yushu said seriously after hearing this. Chu Mengyao's face suddenly became a little embarrassed. Lin Yi was her follower, but he didn't have a car. This car must have been obtained from some scrap collection station. She coughed twice and said, "Lin Yi, I'll talk to Uncle Fu tomorrow and buy you a commercial vehicle." "Oh, no need. I'm quite used to driving." Lin Yi didn't expect the young lady to be so sensitive. He just said it casually, and she wanted to buy him a car. "Oh." Chu Mengyao naturally stopped trying to persuade Lin Yi after hearing his refusal. That wasn't her style. "Did Pengzhan Group give you any trouble today?" "Well, of course not. She used her phone to secretly film me in the bathroom, trying to blackmail me, but I mistook her for Zhong Pinliang and peed on her. This time, the grudge is huge." Lin Yi didn't hide the fact that this whole thing was caused by going out with the eldest daughter. So, Chu Mengyao couldn't blame herself for anything Pengzhan Group did in the future. "Huh? You mistook her for Zhong Pinliang and peed on her?" Chu Mengyao's eyes widened. The last time it rained in the bathroom, she and Xiaoshu had gone there. The thought of Zhong Pinliang's miserable appearance was a bit funny. But how embarrassing would it be if it was a girl? Chu Mengyao could imagine that if it were her, she would be so desperate. How could Pengzhan Group let it go? "Oh, it's nothing." Who told her to go to the men's room? Lin Yi didn't care. Let her be. When she gets tired of the revenge, she'll leave. She's just a little thug. "I'm so sorry. I didn't expect her to go after you." Chu Mengyao apologized. "How about I talk to her tomorrow? You're not to blame for what happened the other day." "Huh?" Lin Yi looked at the young lady in surprise. He hadn't expected her to say that. Chu Mengyao blushed a little and snorted. "I'm a person who distinguishes between gratitude and resentment. Don't think that just because I speak up for you, I mean anything to you. I still hate you." Chu Mengyao's words blurted out in panic, but after she said them, she regretted it. Did she really still hate Lin Yi? It seemed like she didn't. "Oh," Lin Yi smiled. "I know, but Pengzhan Group can't do anything to me. Don't go to her, lest the others in the class find out about our relationship." Chu Mengyao was furious. "Lest the others in the class find out about our relationship? So what if they did? If I'm not afraid, what else could you be afraid of? What does that mean?" But Chu Mengyao also understood that Lin Yi said that because he was afraid that it would be difficult for him, not because of him. But Chu Mengyao was angry. If it were any other boy, he would definitely be happy to be related to her, but how come Lin Yi didn't have any such awareness? Am I really that bad? Chu Mengyao didn't say anything, and the atmosphere in the car suddenly became a little dull, but fortunately there was Chen Yushu. "Brother Arrow, do you think there are sharks for sale in the flower, bird and fish market?" Chu Mengyao really slapped Chen Yushu to death. "Xiaoshu, do you think anyone would buy a shark to take home and raise it? Aren't you afraid of being eaten by a shark?" "Yes," Chen Yushu nodded. "For example, people who want to commit suicide." "Okay, you win." Chu Mengyao slapped her forehead. Lin Yi parked the car at the entrance of the flower, bird, and fish market, then led Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu into the market. "Follow closely, there are all kinds of people here, and there are pickpockets." "Oh," Chen Yushu took 2 quick steps, then slowed down. "I don't have any money with me." "Xiaoshu, are you serious? Are you kidding?" Chu Mengyao's face suddenly changed when she heard what Chen Yushu said. "No, Sister Yao, you know I always put my wallet in my school bag," Chen Yushu said. "Look at my dress, where's there any place for a wallet?" "Me neither." Chu Mengyao frowned. "Lin Yi, do you have any money with you?" "Oh, I do," Lin Yi thought to himself. No wonder Uncle Fu got him a credit card. It turns out these 2 girls often go out without money. "Then let me lend you some." Chu Mengyao breathed a sigh of relief. If Lin Yi didn't bring any money either, then this trip would have been in vain. "Wow, Sister Yao, look, they actually sell saplings here. So many varieties." Chen Yushu was dazzled upon entering. "Sister Yao, what kind of tree should we plant tomorrow?" Chu Mengyao shook her head. She wasn't very knowledgeable about plants and didn't know what to buy. Sister Yao, look at that tree over there. It's so unique. Why is it on an IV drip? Chen Yushu asked, pointing to a few saplings not far away. I don't know. Maybe it's sick, Chu Mengyao said. Oh, it's nutrient solution. Some imported saplings need it because of the different environments, otherwise, they won't survive. Lin Yi smiled and explained, some high-end parks have these trees planted. This one looks interesting, Sister Yao. How about we buy this one? Chen Yushu found the tree on an IV drip intriguing. Zia Oshu, can you stop saying such silly things? After you graduate, will you still come back every day to give the saplings IV drips? Without them, won't the tree die? Chu Mengyao glared at Chen Yushu. Chapter 429, Mobile Phone Robbery Incident. That's right, I can't do maintenance every day, Chen Yushu stuck out her tongue. Can you do less of such stupid things? Chu Mengyao felt helpless. Okay, Sister Yao, then what kind of tree do you think we should buy? Chen Yushu shrank her head and asked timidly. Let's buy something nice and ordinary. Chu Mengyao didn't understand this either. Why don't we buy a fruit tree? Why did you bump into me? Chu Mengyao staggered when she was bumped by a young man coming towards her and almost fell to the ground. The young man hurriedly apologized to Chu Mengyao. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry to move the goods. Oh, nothing, Chu Mengyao frowned. Since the other party said it was unintentional, she didn't want to bother with it. Wait, the young man was about to leave, but was stopped by Lin Yi. What are you doing? A hint of alarm flashed in the young man's eyes. Chu Mengyao looked at Lin Yi in confusion. She had already let it go, so why did Lin Yi still care? Hand out your phone, Lin Yi said calmly. Phone? What phone? The young man looked a little panicked, but suddenly he shouted loudly, robbery. Someone's stealing phones. Help! The young man's shout immediately attracted the attention of the people around him, who gathered to watch the excitement. What's going on? At this time, several security guards came over and asked the young man. He's trying to rob me, and he's asking me for my phone, the young man said innocently to the security captain. Yes, I can prove it. This guy didn't care about anything and just asked for his phone. At this moment, someone in the crowd suddenly interrupted. Oh? In that case, then everyone, follow me to the security office. The leading security captain glanced at Lin Yi, but his gaze lingered on Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu behind him, a glint of lust in his eyes. Lin Yi, what's going on? Chu Mengyao was a little angry. She had come out to buy saplings, so why did Lin Yi get into trouble for no reason? He stopped a stranger and asked him for his cell phone. Your cell phone was stolen by him. Lin Yi shrugged and looked at the young lady. Ah, my cell phone. Chu Mengyao touched her pocket and her face changed immediately. The cell phone that was originally in her pocket was gone. You mean, he stole my cell phone? Yes, otherwise why would I stop him? Lin Yi nodded. Hey, don't be so stupid. Who took your cell phone? The young man puffed out his chest and shouted righteously. If you say I took your cell phone, then why don't you call it? You turned it off a long time ago? Lin Yi glanced at him and said lightly. Lin Yi saw through his little cleverness clearly. Okay, stop talking and follow me to the security office. Once we get there, we'll know who's right and who's wrong. The security captain obviously didn't want Lin Yi to talk anymore and was about to push him away. Lin Yi narrowed his eyes slightly and probably guessed the problem. Was this security captain and the young man who stole things in the same group? You two should go back to the car and wait for me. Stay with me. Lin Yi wanted to let Chu Mengyao and Chen Yusha go back to the car and wait, but thinking of the security captain's lustful look before, Lin Yi felt a little uneasy. It was more reassuring to let them stay with him. Zhu Ruiming didn't return to school until school was almost over. He asked a few of his men and was relieved to hear that Lin Yi hadn't come to see him or asked about him. It seemed that Lin Yi was too lazy to bother with him. Originally, Zhu Ruiming thought that Lin Yi didn't kill him because he didn't want to tear his face off and was hesitant. Until today, he really understood that Lin Yi didn't take him seriously at all. If anyone wanted to crush him to death, they would have already crushed him, just like what happened to Yan Bo today. So what if he was a yellow rank expert? Wouldn't he have been crushed by Lin Yi just the same? So once Zhu Ruiming understood this, he wasn't so afraid anymore. As long as he didn't offend Lin Yi in the future, there shouldn't be any problems. Brother Ming, the school is planting trees tomorrow. Should we join in? The person who spoke was Yun Lingxi, Zhu Ruiming's #1 lackey. Of course, Zhu Ruiming was filled with pride when he heard about the tree planting. Look at the woods behind the school. There are at least 3 or 4 trees planted by him, Zhu Ruiming. 1 tree every year. He'd been in high school for 3 or 4 years. Others planted just 1 tree, but Zhu Ruiming planted several. Who could compare? Every time he planted a tree, Zhu Ruiming felt incredibly proud. As he was speaking, his phone rang again. It was his father, Zhu Xiandi. After returning to the company, Zhu Xiandi grew increasingly terrified. Although he had discussed the situation with Zhu Ruoguang and tried to comfort himself, the thought only made him feel uneasy. So he decided to talk to his youngest son, Zhu Ruiming, about the situation and what Lin Yi meant. It's easier to invite a deity than to send it away. Having offended a powerful figure like Lin Yi, it looked like this was going to end badly. "Where are you?" Zhu Xiandi asked. "Dad, I'm at school. I just got out of school." "What's up?" Zhu Ruiming asked. "Come over to my company. I need to ask you something." "I'll pick you up from school now," Zhu Xiandi said. He had previously stopped sending a cart to Zhu Ruiming every day to encourage him to develop a spirit of hard work, but he hadn't expected this to give him more freedom. With no one to witness his misdeeds, he became even more unscrupulous. "I'm going to our flower, bird, and fish market. Our school is starting tree planting tomorrow. I'm going to find a sapling," Zhu Ruiming said. "Wait for me at school." "I'll be right there," Zhu Xiandi said. About 10 minutes later, Zhu Xiandi arrived at school in the BMW whose headlights Lin Yi had smashed. The car's appearance irritated Zhu Xiandi, and his annoyance only deepened after he'd provoked Lin Yi. As Zhu Ruiming climbed into the car, Zhu Xiandi eagerly asked, "Do you know Lin Yi?" "Of course I do. He slapped me a few times at school." "He's my arch-enemy," Zhu Ruiming nodded. "I had a crush on his woman before." "Who knew he was so powerful?" Zhu Xiandi nearly rolled his eyes. Did his entire family become Lin Yi's enemies? He felt like crying. "I'm done. What do I do now? How could that guy be so powerful? Even Uncle Yan can't stand up to him." Zhu Xiandi had previously been incredibly confident, dominating Songshan city precisely because he had Uncle Yan's backing. Although he only had one chance to use his power, no one could guarantee that Zhu Xiandi would let Uncle Yan take action. So, everyone played along, refusing to offend him. Chapter 430, Caught a Few Thieves. It was also for this reason that Zhu Xiandi developed a temper. Otherwise, even if his son Zhu Ruoguang was the gang leader of the North District, he would not be so arrogant. But today he ran into a tough opponent like Lin Yi, and his greatest support was no longer effective. Not only is he not his opponent, Uncle Yan didn't even make a move, but was slapped away by Lin Yi. It was an instant kill. Zhu Ruiming felt horrible just thinking about it. It seems that Lin Yi didn't use his full strength when he slapped him before, otherwise, Uncle Yan would have been slapped away, and his head would have been slapped off as well. Instant kill. Zhu Xiandi's mouth twitched. He originally thought that Uncle Yan was defeated after the battle with Lin Yi, but now it seems that Lin Yi's strength should be far superior to Uncle Fu's. "Ruiming, do you think we should buy some gifts, visit Lin Yi, and admit our mistakes?" Zhu Xiandi asked after a moment of hesitation. "I don't know about that, but it shouldn't be possible for now, right?" Zhu Ruiming shook his head. "Lin Yi's furious right now. Wouldn't it be suicidal if we went? Wait until things have calmed down a bit, and then we can apologize. That should be fine, right?" "That's right," Zhu Xiandi nodded. "I'll see if I can find some connections in the next few days to visit Uncle Yan and find out Lin Yi's true strength." "That's fine. Knowing yourself and your enemy is the key to victory," Zhu Ruiming coined an idiom. Victory's bullshit. Even if you know his strength, we can't win. Unless we know someone more powerful, Zhu Xiandi cursed. With our capabilities, we'll never win. Well, that's all we can do. Amidst fear, Zhu Ruiming felt a little unwilling. He felt uncomfortable with the thought of enduring such bullying. Zhu Xiandi parked the car in front of the flower, bird, and fish market and got out with Zhu Ruiming. This market is owned by Zhu Xiandi. With Zhu Ruoguang's men usually watching over the place, there aren't any problems. The annual rent brings in tens of millions, making this a guaranteed win. "Fuck you. Whose crappy car is parked in my designated parking space right outside?" Zhu Xiandi cursed, frowning. There weren't any designated parking spaces at the main entrance, but they'd be occupied when there were a lot of cars. Today, though, There weren't many cars, and the space was still occupied. Naturally, Zhu Xiandi was upset. This was his designated parking space every time he came. A crappy van. Let someone ask which business owner's truck it is. It deserves a fine, doesn't it? Tell Ruo Guang to find them tomorrow. Furious, Zhu Xiandi took his anger out on someone else. Huh? Zhu Ruiming got out of the car and looked in the direction his father was cursing. He almost stumbled and fell. He recognized the van. Wasn't it Lin Yi's? Dad, stop scolding, please stop scolding, look at the license plate of that car. Zhu Ruiming quickly stopped his father's scolding, fearing that Lin Yi would hear it. What's wrong with the license plate? What's so good about the license plate? Zhu Xiandi was a little disapproving, and was about to walk into the market with her big belly. It's Lin Yi's car, Zhu Ruiming said. Lin Yi came to the flower, bird and fish market. What? Zhu Xiandi was shocked when he heard that the car belonged to Lin Yi. Fortunately, he didn't impulsively ask the security guard to tow the car away, otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Zhu Xiandi broke out in a cold sweat and turned around to leave. Ruiming, let's go, let's not stay here. Zhu Ruiming hesitated. He hadn't taken the saplings yet, and it wouldn't be such a coincidence to run into Lin Yi, right? So he said, let's go straight to the office and wait until Lin Yi leaves, then we can come out. That's fine. Zhu Xiandi nodded, and walked into the flower, bird, and fish market with Zhu Ruiming. The security guard at the door saw Zhu Xiandi and immediately shouted, hello, Mr. Zhu, hush. Stop yelling. Zhu Xiandi was furious. What were you yelling for? What if Lin Yi heard him? The security guard was stunned, confused, but then he wondered if Zhu Xiandi had brought someone here incognito to check on the market. Thinking of this, the security guard thought it was very likely and nodded hurriedly. Okay, I won't say anything. Zhu Xiandi and Zhu Ruiming slipped into the manager's office like ghosts. Zi Fenpian, the manager of the flower, bird, and fish market, had just received a report from his security captain saying they had arrested a rich man and two pretty girls. They had already investigated their backgrounds and found that they had just arrived in a shabby van. They were definitely not powerful people. So Zi Fenpian was ready to take advantage of them. If they wanted to steal a cell phone, he could just take off their clothes and search them. This is what Zi Fenpian is most willing to do. Of course, he still dared not do anything more excessive because he was afraid of trouble. However, although it was a bit excessive to search the thief, it would not cause too much trouble. Zi Fenpian was excited, but when he looked up, he saw Zhu Xiandi and Zhu Ruiming rushing in, and he was immediately shocked. Did they know what they had done? However, according to what Zi Fenpian knew, Zhu Xiandi was not a good guy either. He specialized in harming the young girls in the company. As the saying goes, if the upper beam is not straight, the lower beam will be crooked. This is the truth. Zhu Xiandi's family, Zhu Ruoguang and Zhu Ruiming, as well as his men, are not good people. The reason why Zi Fenpian is so unscrupulous is because of Zhu Ruoguang's connivance. He was originally a gangster in the North District. Because he was valued by Zhu Ruoguang, he became the market manager here. Thinking that Zhu Xiandi was also such a person, Zi Fenpian was not afraid anymore. Mr. Zhu, now that you are here, I just want Brother Guang to tell you a good news. What good news? Zhu Xiandi was stunned. He was feeling unhappy. If there was a good news, it would make him feel better. The security department caught a few thieves, including a pretty girl. Mr. Zhu, do you want to help search them? Zi Fenpian said lustfully. Oh? Have you checked their background? Zhu Xiandi was stunned, and asked with an idea in his mind. This is his hobby. If there's really no problem, then he will use this thief to vent his anger. He doesn't have any background. Several of them drove a broken van. It was as broken as if it was picked up from a scrap collection station. He definitely doesn't have any background, Zi Fenpian said. Wait? What did you say? Broken bread? Zhu Xiandi was startled. He had just been startled by Lin Yi's broken van, and suddenly heard Zi Fenpian mention broken bread. He was so nervous that he almost jumped up. Who is the thief we caught? Tell me quickly, who is it? Chapter 431 Becoming an Idiot. Just a few thieves, what's the matter? Zi Fenpian was stunned, somewhat puzzled, wondering why Zhu Xiandi had such an attitude. A few thieves? A man and a woman. Zhu Ruiming was also shocked. One man and two women, Zi Fenpian said. One man and two women. Zhu Ruiming was slightly startled, and looked at Zhu Xiandi. They both breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. If it's one man and two women, there should be no problem. If it's Lin Yi, he should be with Tang Yun, not one man and two women. Damn, I'm scared to death. Zhu Xiandi patted his chest. I'm scared to death this day. That's right, you're suspicious all day long, Zhu Ruiming said, and suddenly he became interested in the beautiful girls Yi Fenpian mentioned. However, in front of his father, he didn't dare to say it directly, so he could only look at Zhu Xiandi with a flickering eye. Let's go together. Zhu Xiandi naturally knew what kind of person his son was. He was just as lustful as himself, so Zhu Xiandi didn't want to mock him for what he did. He simply went into battle with both father and son. Then let's go and see for ourselves. Zhu Ruiming was overjoyed, but on the surface he acted very apprehensive. Xi Fenpian secretly thought that he had missed a great opportunity to have sex with a beautiful woman, but it didn't matter. Being able to use this opportunity to curry favor with the boss and the young master was better than anything else. Beautiful women are not easy to find, and with money, you can find plenty. If you entertain the boss and his son well, wouldn't the money roll in? The reason why Lin Yi followed the security captain to the security room was because he didn't want to take action in the market. There were too many people there, and Lin Yi couldn't do anything. Once in the security room, these guys could only accept their fate. Bang! As soon as they entered the security room, the captain slammed the security door shut and pointed at Lin Yi savagely. You guys, tell me how you stole it. Otherwise, I'll send you straight to the police. Once there, things won't be as easy as they seem. Oh, you're in cahoots with him? Lin Yi asked calmly, not taking his brutal attitude seriously. What are you talking about? He's a victim, so of course we have to uphold justice for him. The captain's expression changed, but he still tried to argue. Oh, uphold justice? Do you think you're Ultraman or the leader of the martial arts world? Lin Yi smiled. Just say it straight. What do you want? Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashu finally understood that the captain was in cahoots with the thief, but with Lin Yi around, they naturally feared nothing. They had both experienced life and death with Lin Yi, and this little danger was nothing compared to encountering bank robbers or sharks. Both of them were even a little excited, eager to see Lin Yi engage in a brawl. Once you're in this room, don't even think about leaving. Since you're not behaving, I'll beat you up until you behave. The security captain waved to the other guards. Take the women to the inner room. Boss Z will be here to search them later. This guy's not behaving, so give him a beating first. Yes, the security guards nodded eagerly. Is it illegal to hit someone here? Lin Yi glanced at the security captain. Here, I'm the law. The security captain pointed at Lin Yi and said arrogantly, I'm not afraid to tell you, there are no cameras here. Once you get out, no one can prove we beat you up. We can just say you fell. Oh, that's what I want. Lin Yi smiled and nodded. What do you mean? Are you stupid? The security captain was stunned, somewhat confused by Lin Yi's meaning. Not stupid, but you're about to be stupid, Lin Yi said, swiftly patting the security captain on the head. What the hell are you talking about? Hey, the security captain's eyes suddenly became dull, drooling from the corners of his mouth. He began to laugh nervously, and while laughing, he went to catch the thief from before. Catch the thief, catch the thief. The police catch the thief, Brother Arrow, he's really stupid. Chen Yashu saw the security captain turned into a fool and shouted excitedly, it's fun, too fun, Brother Arrow, turn this person into a fool. As he said, Chen Yashu pointed at the thief. No, the thief was scared out of his wits after seeing Lin Yi's magic. He had never seen someone turn a fool with just 2 slaps. He was like a legendary monster. This kid knows magic. Catch him. The other security guards were also scared to death. Who had ever seen someone turn someone into an idiot with just a few moves? However, although some people shouted to catch Lin Yi, no one dared to step forward. Everyone was afraid of becoming Lin Yi's next target, so not only did no one step forward, but they all kept backing away. Plop! Seeing Lin Yi approaching, the thief knelt on the ground. Brother, uncle, ancestors, I was wrong. I shouldn't have stolen the phone. I will return it to you now. As he said that, the thief took out Chu Mengyao's phone and put it on the ground in front of him, crying, I'm just a small minion in the front. It was Brother Guang who asked us to cooperate with you to steal things and bully customers. Lin Yi picked up the phone and returned it to Chu Mengyao before the thief's snot and tears fell. Then he glanced at the thief and asked, Brother Guang? What Brother Guang? Who is Brother Guang? Brother Guang is Zurua Guang, the boss of the North District. This flower, Bird and fish market is also opened by his family. The thief said whatever he wanted. He was afraid of becoming an idiot, so he naturally didn't dare to hide anything. Oh? Zuruoguang, Lin Yi was stunned. He didn't expect it to be Zuruoguang again. He was even arguing with his family. Call him and tell him to come over and give me an explanation within 10 minutes, or I'll tear this place down. Okay, I'll call right away. Although the thief was somewhat afraid of Zuruoguang, he was now more afraid of Lin Yi. Zuruoguang could at most beat him half to death, but Lin Yi could make his life worse than death. However, as Lin Yi was conversing with the thief, a security guard standing nearby, ready to make a move, suddenly leaped up, knife in hand, and approached Chu Mengyao. He wanted to use Chu Mengyao hostage to force Lin Yi to leave. Otherwise, Lin Yi felt unsafe standing here. Since Lin Yi had already turned one person into an idiot, a few more wouldn't matter. Tragically, his intentions were good, but before he could act on them, he had already become a fool. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 432, Change a few more. Hey, I didn't want to create too much food waste. Wouldn't it be fine if you just stood there and waited for Zuruoguang to come? Why bother asking for trouble? Lin Yi looked at the security guard in front of him with pity. Oh, a brand new idiot has been born. Chen Yushu waved her fist. Brother Arrow, how about a few more? 2 is too few. The other security guards and thieves were sweating profusely at this. Why is this girl so cruel? Does she like watching others become idiots? Click, the sound of a key opening the door came from outside the security room. With a creak, the door was pushed open. Zifenpian took the lead and stepped forward to clear the way. Seeing Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu inside, his eyes lit up. Such a beautiful girl, what a waste. If only Xuanyuan hadn't come today. Ha, catch the thief. The security captain frantically grabbed Zifenpian who had just entered the room, drooling at the innermost part. What are you doing? Zifenpian was shocked. Haven't you seen a woman before? Even if these two girls are pretty, you wouldn't be so crazy about them, right? You're drooling, isn't it disgusting? Mr. Zhu is here, why don't you stand still? Zifenpian was so angry. This security captain is not like this usually. What happened today? And he made a fool of himself in front of Xuanyuan. Isn't this an eye drop? Mr. Zuruoguang is here. Lin Yi glanced at Zifenpian who came in. Zifenpian obviously hadn't figured out the situation in the room, and didn't know that Lin Yi had taken the initiative. You know Brother Guang? That's useless. The one coming today is Brother Guang's father. If you know what's good for you, just be quiet and don't make any noise, otherwise, pa. Before Zifenpian could finish his words, Lin Yi slapped him in the ear so hard that it started bleeding. He fell to the ground with stars in his eyes and fainted. Lin Yi really lost his patience. Did the Zhu family father and son know what death was like? Why were they sending fools to him one after another? Hearing the slaps and screams in the security room, Xuanyuan and Zhu Ruiming were a little dumbfounded, especially when they heard Lin Yi's voice. They were even more dumbfounded. The two stood at the door of the security room. It was not right to go in or not to go in. They didn't know what to do. However, even if they didn't come in, Lin Yi could still see their figures. He sneered, Xuanyuan, Zhu Ruiming, come in. Xuanyuan and Zhu Ruiming looked at each other and walked into the security room with their heads held high. At this moment, they even wanted to kill the security captain. You could provoke anyone, but you provoked Lin Yi. But, wasn't Lin Yi with Tang Yun? What Zhu Ruiming saw was Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu. Xuanyuan, you haven't been against me enough, have you? Although Lin Yi knew that what happened today might have nothing to do with Xuanyuan, if Xuanyuan still wanted to use these small security guards to deal with him after losing a yellow-level master, it would be really stupid. So, it can only be said to be a coincidence, but Lin Yi was still very annoyed. Why did the Xuanyuan family deliberately pick on him? No, Boss Lin, you misunderstood. Xuanyuan's liver was almost scared to death, and his face turned pale. Boss Lin, this is not what I meant. I didn't know before. Right, it was that Zifenpian. He acted on his own and said that he caught a few thieves and asked me to come and see. Right, Ruiming. Yes. Zhu Ruiming was also scared and nodded hurriedly. We are not here to tease beautiful women. When Zhu Xiandi heard his son's words, he almost exploded. Aren't you trying to cover up the truth? He really wanted to kick him away. You idiot, what are you talking about? We are here to handle a theft case, and we are here to supervise to ensure fairness and justice. Yes, yes, yes. Zhu Ruiming was in a panic before, and quickly changed his words. Boss Lin Yi, this matter really has nothing to do with us, okay? I'm too lazy to waste time with you. Just load those 3 willow saplings on the truck, and you two can get out. But don't mess with me next time, or I'll set fire to your house. Lin Yi waved his hand impatiently. Let's just forget about what happened today. If you want to tell others about it, it's up to you. Zhu Ruiming was stunned, thinking how could I tell others about it casually? Wouldn't it be crazy to tell others about my humiliation? But he soon understood what Lin Yi meant. He should be referring to the fact that he saw him with Chu Mengyao and Chen Yusu. But what is the relationship between Lin Yi and Chu Mengyao and Chen Yusu? There was no mention of their relationship in school. Although he was confused, Zhu Ruiming did not dare to ask. Lin Yi wanted willow saplings, so he and his father Zhu Xiandi hurried out to get the saplings. Give me 3 willow saplings. Zhu Xiandi found a shop to buy saplings, went in and told the boss. How much? The shop owner saw that it was a big boss in the market who came to ask for saplings, so why would he charge money? He quickly took out 3 willow saplings and said with a smile, why do you want more money? They are not worth much. Take them if you need them. I'll give you the money. 100 yuan. Is that enough? Zhu Xiandi took out his wallet and took out 100 yuan and handed it to the boss. You don't need that much. Willow saplings are very cheap, just a few yuan each. The boss waved his hand quickly. Zhu Xiandi didn't have time to waste on these things with him. He threw down the money, grabbed the willow saplings and walked out. Shall I find a worker to help you carry it? The boss asked kindly when he saw Zhu Xiandi doing it himself. No need, Zhu Xiandi flatly refused. He could only show his sincerity by carrying it himself. If he found a worker, what if Lin Yi found fault again? Besides, these 3 willow saplings are not heavy. After putting the saplings on the car, Zhu Xiandi stood carefully beside the car with a smile on his face. Boss Lin Yi, do you have any other instructions? No, by the way, I made 2 security guards in your security room become idiots. Is that okay? Lin Yi glanced at Zhu Xiandi. They won't ask me for medical expenses, right? No, don't worry. Zhu Xiandi was shocked. Can it turn people into idiots directly? What kind of method is this? No wonder the security captain's behavior was so weird just now. I thought he was infatuated, but it turned out to be an idiot. They fell down by themselves. We will compensate them according to the standards of work-related injuries. Lin Yi nodded, turned around and got in the car, drove away quickly, and sprayed a nose of black smoke on Zhu Xiandi and his son, but neither of them dared to wipe it with their hands. They still maintained a respectful posture and watched Lin Yi's car leave. Chapter 433 Research Breakthrough. Chu Mengyao was put off by Zhu Ruiming's family and remained silent the moment she got in the car. However, Chen Yushu seemed unfazed. Brother Arrow, why do we need willow trees? Can't we plant fruit trees? We can eat the fruits when they're ripe. Zia Oshu. Didn't we agree not to ask such stupid questions? The fruit trees won't be ripe until next year, and will have already graduated, Chu Mengyao reminded. Oh, then why willow trees? Chen Yushu nodded. That, I don't know either. Lin Yi, why? Chu Mengyao asked. Haven't you heard the saying? You plant flowers with care, but they don't bloom, but you plant willows by accident, and they grow into shade. Lin Yi smiled and said, willow trees are easier to grow, they don't require much effort to care for. I see, Chen Yushu nodded. At Dr. Kang's villa. Grandpa, after analysis by lab researchers, we've found that dog feces vary in type. Different breeds of dogs produce different feces, so I doubt every kind of dog feces can be used as a longevity and detoxifying pill, Kang Xiaolong said. Oh? This is a major discovery. Dr. Kang, upon hearing Kang Xiaolong's words, took them very seriously. No wonder the efficacy of dog poop hadn't been discovered. It turns out different dogs produce different feces. Xiaolong, you've done a great job. Have you analyzed what kind of dog this poop came from? After comparing and sampling thousands of dog poops and consulting numerous dog experts, we've concluded that this poop is most likely from a German Shepherd, Kang Xiaolong said. Oh? No wonder. I've heard this breed is second only to the Tibetan Mastiff in value, and is incredibly rare and valuable. Dr. Kang nodded. Okay, then. Get one of these dogs and have it produce some feces for analysis and comparison. Then report back to me, okay, Grandpa. I've already arranged for someone to purchase it, and I should have news soon, Kang Xiaolong said. By the way, when will you visit the Xiao family in Yanjing to propose marriage? Dr. Kang asked. Kang Xiaolong's heart moved. That girl was quite pretty. It wouldn't be hard to marry her. Even if the Xiao family's power wasn't that great right now, she could still be a stepping stone for the Kang family. When the Kang family developed in the future, they could replace this woman with someone from a bigger family. However, that was his previous thought. Kang Xiaolong, who is now trying to figure out the formula for the longevity and detoxification pill, was extremely confident and didn't think much of Wang Zinan. Grandpa, I think the most urgent thing right now is to figure out what kind of dog feces the longevity and detoxification pill is. This is our family's top priority. As for the marriage, I think we can postpone it. If we really develop the longevity and detoxification pill, our Kang family's status will rise, and we might not even need to marry into the Xiao family at that time, Kang Xiaolong said. You have a point. I didn't think it through before. Dr. Kang nodded in agreement after hearing Kang Xiaolong's analysis. I always positioned our family as a bottom-tier family before, but if we have a longevity and detoxification pill, it will be different. To put it bluntly, the golden wound medicine is just a trauma medicine. Although it can repair wounds, it is only popular among women. It is a luxury for the upper class. But the longevity and detoxification pill is different. It is a life-saving thing. Yes. Once we succeed, we will not be a small family. Those families will have to beg us then, said Dr. Kang. However, if we can research this formula, others can too. Right, don't worry, Grandpa. We won't be as stupid as Kang Xiaobo and take out dog shit directly. We have to add some essences and other things to make the pill fragrant. By then, even if others analyze it, it will not be easy, said Kang Xiaolong. However, this also has risks. Our main ingredient is dog shit. Even if we try our best to cover it up, the dog shit will still be discovered by someone with ulterior motives. Right, Dr. Kang hesitated. Indeed, Kang Xiaolong nodded. It seems that I have to study how to keep the formula secret. Grandpa, I have an idea. Kang Xiaoming, who had never had a chance to interrupt, stood up. He didn't want Kang Xiaolong to have the lead. We reduce the proportion of dog shit in each pill and make it extremely rare. Other useless materials will account for the majority. When taking it, just take a few more pills. It has to be said that Kang Xiaoming used a dirty trick. 1 is worth 3. After hearing what Kang Xiaoming said, Dr. Kang and Kang Xiaolong suddenly got an idea. Dr. Kang said, Xiaoming's method is feasible. Very good. You two brothers, one literary and one martial. The Kang family will prosper in the future. Although Kang Xiaolong was a little dissatisfied with Kang Xiaoming for taking half of the final credit, he had to admit that Kang Xiaoming's method was very good. By diluting the content of dog shit and making it look like an auxiliary medicinal ingredient, it can be ignored. Kang Xiaoming smiled. Grandpa, big brother doesn't like that woman. Why don't you give it to me? Kang Xiaoming didn't have any big ambitions in his heart. He was good at stealing and cheating, but he really didn't want to control the group. As long as he got the shares, it would be nice to be a free and easy playboy. So when he saw that Kang Xiaolong was no longer interested in Wang Zinan, he wanted to take her for himself. You kid, what are you thinking about? That's your sister-in-law. Dr. Kang glared at his grandson helplessly. I was just talking casually. Kang Xiaoming also felt that something was wrong and quickly changed his words. Fatty Lai cried and snotted, and finally got Lin Yi's phone number from Guanzuman. He had previously approached Liu Xianyi, but Liu Xianyi refused to reveal Lin Yi's number. Finally, Fatty Lai grew so angry that he threatened to sever ties with him. Liu Xianyi reluctantly advised him, Brother Lai, I'm not deliberately trying to embarrass you by not giving it to you. I simply can't. I'm begging Divine Dr. Lin for help. How could I casually reveal his information to anyone else? Professor Guanzuman and Divine Dr. Lin have a close relationship. If you go and ask him, there must be a way. It was him I was begging. Fatty Lai, as if he had received an imperial decree, rushed to Guanzuman's house that night. When Guanzuman refused to tell him, Fatty Lai knelt at his door and sobbed. Guanzin, returning home from her night shift, was startled to see a fat man kneeling and crying outside her house. "Who are you? What are you doing? Who are you? Are you Professor Guanzuman's family member?" Fatty Lai asked, hearing someone address him. "Are you looking for my grandfather? Why are you crying here? Are you seeking his medical treatment?" Guanzin asked, somewhat perplexed. Grandpa is not the kind of person who would watch someone die without helping. This fat guy is crying so sadly. Could it be that Grandpa doesn't want to treat him or his family members? Chapter 434, Little Bodyguard? Ah. You are Professor Guan's granddaughter, that's great. Do you know the phone number of Dr. Lin Yi? I want to find him, Fatty Lai said, and he started crying again. My dad has uremia and is dying. Dr. Lin can cure him, but Professor Guan won't tell Dr. Lin's phone number. You are looking for Lin Yi. Guanzin was stunned, and seeing Fatty Lai looking pitiful, she said, how about I tell you, if he blames you, just say I gave it to him. Guanzin was kind-hearted and couldn't bear to see this fat man kneeling at the door and crying, so she told him Lin Yi's phone number. Thank you, Miss Guan, you have a really good heart. You must be Dr. Lin's girlfriend, right? Although Fatty Lai was a crybaby, he was a seasoned businessman, and his ability to read people's expressions was extraordinary. Seeing the unconscious blush on Guanzin's face when she mentioned Lin Yi, he guessed that her relationship with Lin Yi must be complicated. No wonder Guanzuman and Lin Yi were so close. It turned out to be because of this. Fatty Lai had initially been puzzled. Why did Lin Yi trust Guanzuman so much when they were opening a pharmaceutical company together? Lin Yi's medical skills were far superior to Guanzuman's. So there was this connection. No, we're just good friends, Guanzin said, blushing and stuttering. But inside, she was happy. This fat guy, though a tearful person, was actually quite pleasant to talk to, and it was worth it for him to give her his phone number. Haha, then I won't bother you, Miss Guan. I'll go call. Fatty Lai was eager to establish a relationship with Lin Yi. Guanzin, already feeling a bit embarrassed, breathed a sigh of relief after hearing Fatty Lai's words and ran into the villa. After Lin Yi returned home, he remembered that Tang Yun was supposed to be participating in the tree planting tomorrow. Did she have any saplings? He pulled out his phone and was about to call her when it rang. He thought it was Tang Yun, but it was an unfamiliar number. Hello, Lin Yi answered. Is that Dr. Lin? Fatty Lai asked in surprise. Divine Dr. Lin? Who are you? Lin Yi was slightly stunned. Now he was answering the phone. A few days ago, he was looking for Lin the thief, and today he was looking for Divine Dr. Lin again. Divine Dr. Lin, it really is you. I'm Lai Changai. Fatty Lai quickly introduced himself. Lai Changai? I don't know you, Lin Yi said and was about to hang up the phone. Wow, Divine Dr. Lin, don't you recognize me? Wow, Fatty Lai cried again. I remember, Lin Yi recognized the person as soon as he heard the crying. You are the crying fat guy, right? Yes, it's me, Divine Dr. Lin. You remember? Fatty Lai was surprised and happy. I remember. What's the matter? Lin Yi asked. It's like this, that longevity and detoxification pill is very effective. I came to you specifically to pay the medical expenses. I'll transfer the money to you, Fatty Lai asked. Oh, that's not necessary. I already said it's for you. Lin Yi refused after hearing Fatty Lai's intention. While 100 million was a lot of money, and Lin Yi was in dire need of it, the pill was stained with dog shit, having been thrown away by Kang Xiaoming, so Lin Yi couldn't accept the money. How can that be? You have to take this money, or my conscience will condemn you. Fatty Lai burst into tears again. Lin Yi was speechless. Isn't it better to save you money? How about this? Dr. Lin, aren't you planning to open a pharmaceutical company? How about I give you an office building? I've just built a new building and plan to move the company I'm responsible for there. I don't need much space, just a few floors will be enough. I was planning to rent out the rest, but how about giving it to you? Fatty Lai asked. If you really want to give it to me, then give it to me. Hearing that he was giving it to him as an office space, Lin Yi didn't refuse, saving him the trouble of looking for a place. Okay, and your name on the property deed, too. Fatty Lai was overjoyed to see that Lin Yi was no longer refusing. Write it under Grandpa Guan's name. Lin Yi wanted to say Guanzuman, but then he thought Guanzuman wouldn't agree, so he said, write it under Guanzin's name. Okay, I'll make a note of that. Fatty Lai nodded in agreement, thinking to himself, Lin Yi and Guanzin are indeed very close. It seems his suspicions were correct. Anything else? Lin Yi was anxious to call Tang Yun, not wanting to waste time on him. You have that longevity and detoxification pill. Can you sell me another one? Fatty Lai stated his purpose. Oh, your old man won't die for now, Lin Yi said. When the pharmaceutical company opens in a few days, I'll put some up for auction. You can buy them then. Okay. As long as they sell. Fatty Lai had plenty of money, so he didn't care if it was auctioned or not. Woo, I'm so happy. Lin Yi hung up the phone, sighing with relief. This guy was so slow, he couldn't stand it. Shaking his head, he called Tang Yun. Hello? Lin Yi, what's the matter? Tang Yun had just returned home from the hospital when she received a call from Lin Yi. The school is planting trees tomorrow. Do you have any trees? Lin Yi asked. Yes, do you want any? I have a lot in my yard, Tang Yun said. Just break off 2 saplings. Lin Yi slapped his head and remembered that Tang Yun lived in a bungalow in the shanty town. There was a yard at the door of his house, and there were many wild saplings beside the yard. No, I was thinking that if you don't have any, I would buy some for you. No, here Tang Yun seemed very happy, and felt sweet in her heart for Lin Yi's concern. It turned out that the feeling of being in love is very wonderful. She had always rejected these things before, but when she really fell in love with someone, she could not stop herself. Okay, see you tomorrow. They chatted casually for a while, and Lin Yi didn't hang up the phone until Tang's mother asked Tang Yun to go for dinner. Inside the powerful floating cloud bar, and Xuanyuan sat next to Li Chihua with a gloomy face. Brother Chihua, you must help me this time. Send some powerful people to teach that kid Lin Yi a lesson. This time Taizé and I have suffered a great loss. Li Chihua pondered and said nothing. Brother Chihua, you also know that the masters from the Fire Wolf Gang were taken away by my eldest brother, and the new masters have not yet arrived. Otherwise I would not be able to ask you this. And Xuanyuan saw that Li Chihua had been silent, and he was a little anxious. What level of master? Li Chihua sighed and finally spoke. Early yellow rank. It was agreed that he would stay here with me, but my eldest brother is such a bad person, he actually took that master away. And Xuanyuan said this, his eyes filled with resentment. If it weren't for this, would I be humiliated by a little bodyguard? Chapter 435 and Xuanyuan's return. A mere bodyguard, Li Chihua sneered. Is an early yellow rank expert so formidable? Isn't an early yellow rank expert formidable? We ordinary people will never reach that level in our lifetimes. Let alone the early yellow rank, even the late stages of body refining and ki refining are impossible, and Xuanyuan clearly had a deep understanding of ancient martial arts and knew there were 2 paths to the yellow rank, ki refining and body refining. Haha, that's true, but Lin Yi is no ordinary person, Li Chihua said calmly. If you were just an ordinary person, would I still keep him? Now that they had established a cooperative relationship, the initial cooperation had been very pleasant, and Li Chihua had received a large windfall. He hadn't imagined that reselling human organs could be so lucrative. No wonder the once unknown in family had suddenly become a newly powerful family. Li Chihua didn't want to create any rift between them at this time, so he told Xuanyuan the truth about Lin Yi. Not an ordinary person? What do you mean? And Xuanyuan was stunned. Isn't he Chu Mengyao's bodyguard? Do you think anyone can be a bodyguard? If he didn't have any real skills, would Chu Pengzhan invite him to be with Chu Mengyao? Li Chihua shook his head. Who is Chu Pengzhan? Even the shareholders of his company are protected by masters. Uncle Fu beside him must be a master above the yellow level. Will he find a loser to be with his most beloved daughter? Don't look at Li Chihua's current analysis. He underestimated Lin Yi before. Many people are like this. They will not see the reality clearly unless they really suffer a loss. And Xuanyuan's face changed. Lin Yi, is he also a yellow rank master? Humph, one of me is in the early yellow rank, and the other is in the late yellow rank. Both were killed by him. Li Chihua roared with a ferocious look on his face. Do I hate him? Do I want him to die? Of course I hate him, of course I do. But I can't do it. I don't have the ability to deal with him. What? What did you say? Brother Chihua, you mean, one is in the early yellow rank, and the other is in the late yellow rank. These 2 masters were killed by Lin Yi, and Xuanyuan widened his eyes and looked at Li Chihua in horror. At this moment, he felt like his scalp was about to explode, and it was all cold. I don't know if he killed him, it looks like a car accident. Li Chihua sighed and calmed himself. but I don't believe 2 yellow rank masters would die in a car accident. Besides, I had that early yellow rank master test Lin Yi before, but he didn't get any advantage. And Xuanyuan was completely dumbfounded. He had originally thought that Lin Yi was just a small-time fry with some kung fu skills, but now it seemed that was not the case at all. Lin Yi was not only very powerful, but also extremely powerful. So, if he doesn't pose any threat to you, let him go for now. It will benefit both you and me. Li Shihua smiled bitterly. My brother Chihu has been roaming Songshan City for 5 years, but he can't do anything to a young boy who just arrived here. I feel wronged, right? But I can tolerate this, and Xuanyuan knew that Li Chihu would never lie to him. There was no need to lie to him about such a thing, especially since they were now in a partnership. Li Chihu certainly didn't want anything to happen to him that would affect their cooperation. As for threats, there really isn't one, and Xuanyuan shook his head. He's just Chu Mengyao's bodyguard, not her boyfriend. And according to my research, he has a girlfriend named Tang Yun, one of the beauties at Songshan City's #1 high school, and she's just as pretty as Chu Mengyao. So there shouldn't be any relationship between him and Chu Mengyao. It's just that I can't stand it, so what if I can stand it? People just have to endure it. If you endure it, you get used to it. Li Shihua waved her hand. I was thinking of taking action against Tang Yun before, but now it seems that's not an option, and Xuanyuan said. No, don't. If you touch his woman, he will never let you go. Even if he is in the late yellow rank, you will never have peace in your life, Li Shihua said quickly, unless you are protected by a master of a higher level. Yes. You are right, I should treat Lin Yi differently. Since we can't be enemies, let's be friends. With him by Chu Mengyao's side, it is like having an extra spy, and I can also know Chu Mengyao's movements at any time, and Xuanyuan figured it out quickly. That's the right way to think about it. Li Shihua raised his glass. Come on, let's toast to our cooperation. Cheers. Now that Xuanyuan had found a temporary solution, he was no longer depressed. Brother Chihua, you've obviously arrested fewer people recently. Not as many as in the first 2 days. The Fire Wolf Gang is having trouble meeting the demand, young master, and, you know, there are only a few beggars and homeless people in Songshan City. We've almost caught them all before, and those who know the news have almost all fled. It's not easy for us to catch them, Li Shihua said. What about the disabled? There should be a lot of disabled people, right? They're also a vulnerable group. No one will care if we arrest them, right? And Xuanyuan had been making a lot of money these days. He had never seen so much money before, and the funds in his bank account were soaring, driving him a little crazy. Disabled people aren't that easy to catch. Some of them are very wealthy and have powerful relatives at home. They can't move around freely. Our people can only squat in shanty towns and suburbs every day and arrest disabled people when they see them, Li Shihua said. It doesn't matter. I know some underground bosses in other cities in the province. We can work with them, okay? Then I'll leave these things to Brother Chihua, and Xuanyuan nodded. Although he knew that he could make more money by going to other cities to contact those underground bosses for cooperation and bypassing Li Chihua, and Xuanyuan was unfamiliar with the place and the Yin family's roots were in Songshan City. If he suddenly stepped over the line and went out, he would probably be cheated. It would be better to leave it to Li Chihua. Well, don't worry, this is not a problem, Li Chihua waved his hand. What surprised Lin Yi was that Xuanyuan actually had the nerve to come to his door again. Hearing Chen Yashu calling him at the door of the room, Lin Yi thought he had misheard. Brother Arrow, Xuanyuan is here again, looking for you to go out for dinner, Chen Yashu called out from the doorway of Lin Yi's room. Oh? Why is he here again? Did he have fun playing with the inflatable doll last time? Lin Yi stood up and walked out of the room, only to see Xuanyuan sitting on the sofa in the living room, a beaming smile on his face, as if they had never had any conflict before. Chapter 436, 500,000 is too little. Chu Mengyao sat aside with an indifferent look on her face, chatting with Xuanyuan in a random manner. Lin Yi, he is looking for you, you go and talk to him. Chu Mengyao finally breathed a sigh of relief when she saw Lin Yi coming, got out of the way, stood up and walked upstairs. Xuanyuan smiled bitterly. Although he came to find Lin Yi, he also wanted to get closer to Chu Mengyao. Now it was as if he was looking for Lin Yi specifically, and Chu Mengyao had no enthusiasm at all. Xuanyuan didn't know what he had done wrong. He felt that his relationship with Chu Mengyao was getting worse and worse. "Brother Lin, come and sit down," and Jianwen greeted Lin Yi warmly. "I haven't seen you for a few days, I really miss you." Lin Yi suddenly felt a chill. Could it be that Jianwen's sexual orientation has changed after taking the medicine last time? He walked over and sat down on the sofa across from Jianwen, 1 meter away. "Mr. And, what's up? Did you enjoy the doll last time?" Jianwen's face suddenly changed. He hadn't expected Lin Yi to be so reckless and ready to break up with him today. However, Jianwen wasn't planning on breaking up with Lin Yi today. He was here to show his goodwill to Lin Yi. So, Jianwen suppressed his anger and said, "Haha, brother Lin Yi, you're joking. I was just joking last time. That inflatable doll is pretty good, no different from a real person. Do you want to try it, brother Lin?" "I won't try it. You can play with it yourself." Lin Yi shook his head, wondering what tricks this kid was going to play. Lin Yi didn't believe Jianwen didn't care about what happened before. He couldn't be so magnanimous. So, there must be something wrong. This kid must have some tricks up his sleeve. Lin Yi secretly became more vigilant. "Haha, that's fine. Brother Lin has a beautiful girlfriend, so he doesn't need these things. Haha. I heard she's the campus belle of number 1 middle school? As famous as Miss Yao?" Jianwen said with a smile. "What do you want to do?" Lin Yi's face darkened, his attitude immediately becoming sullen. "This guy wants to attack Tang Yun? Then he'll die. If he wants to attack Tang Yun, Lin Yi won't let him off so easily. I'm very poor. Although I don't like giving people gifts, I don't mind giving you a coffin." Jianwen felt a little angry at Lin Yi's threats, but when he thought of the 2 yellow rank masters under Li Chihu who had died tragically, he regained his composure. Compared to those 2 yellow rank masters, he was nothing. Daring to threaten Lin Yi was just asking for death. "Brother Lin, you misunderstood. I just congratulated you on your beautiful wife. I didn't mean anything else," Jianwen quickly explained, thankful that he had gone to Li Chihu first and didn't attack Tang Yun directly. Otherwise, he might have been finished too. "Oh," Lin Yi nodded calmly, waiting for Jianwen's next words, not knowing what he meant. "It's like this, brother, you've got the girl, but I'm still alone," Jianwen said. "You see, you're always by Yao's side, so you always get her news first, right?" And then, Lin Yi asked, "I feel like Yao has become much colder towards me. Does she have a boyfriend, or someone she likes? Do you know?" Jianwen asked. "How would I know?" Lin Yi shook his head. "Why would I bother studying that?" "That's right, Lin Yi, you have a girlfriend, so you don't have to worry about that. But I don't have one. I've been pursuing Chu Mengyao for so many years without success. You're a man who's full and doesn't know the hunger of a hungry man," Jianwen cried fiercely. "I was sorry for you before, because I thought you were Chu Mengyao's boyfriend. But now we've investigated and found out that we have no grudges against each other, so we can definitely be friends." "Oh, if I hadn't been alert before, I would have been in trouble." Lin Yi didn't sympathize with him at all. Whether he caught up with Chu Mengyao or not was none of his business. Besides, Lin Yi couldn't let him get close to Chu Mengyao. Jianwen said awkwardly. "We can say that we didn't know each other until we fought. Besides, you didn't suffer any loss, brother Lin." "Oh, then what do you want me to do?" Lin Yi didn't feel like arguing with him on this issue. He planned to ask his true intentions first. "Brother Lin, you see Chu Mengyao everywhere, both at school and at home. Could you please keep an eye out for any boys who seem particularly close to her? Or if there's any news, could you please let me know immediately?" Jianwen asked. "You want me to go undercover?" Lin Yi understood Jianwen's meaning. "Yes, that's pretty much it," Jianwen nodded. "This job isn't easy. You know, I'm currently employed by Mr. Chu Pengzhan. How could I possibly go undercover for someone else?" Lin Yi glanced at Jianwen. "Of course, I won't let you do it in vain. There are benefits." Hearing that, Lin Yi didn't seem to have made a final decision, suggesting there might be room for maneuver, Jianwen quickly said, "I'll pay you a fee." "Oh, fine. 500,000 a month, that's barely enough to help you," Lin Yi said bluntly. 500,000, Jianwen was stunned. He had originally thought he could give Lin Yi a few $100,000 and that was it, but he didn't expect Lin Yi to ask for such a huge sum. 500,000 all at once, and for a month. If you think it's too much, forget it. I don't really want to do it either. It's very dangerous, And it's not worth losing my current job for such a small amount of money, Lin Yi said lightly. 500,000 is still a small amount of money? And Xuanyuan was a little confused, but when he thought about Lin Yi's identity as a late yellow rank master, he didn't find it strange. Hiring a late yellow rank master as a bodyguard would definitely be expensive. The early yellow rank master next to his eldest brother was paid 5 million a year, not to mention that Lin Yi was in the late stage. So when he thought about it this way, and Xuanyuan felt much more balanced. 500,000 is just the money from selling a kidney once, so it doesn't seem too much? Okay, 500,000. Then I'll leave everything to brother Lin, and Xuanyuan said, give me your bank card number and I'll transfer the money to you directly. Lin Yi told Xuanyuan his bank card number and sent him away. However, Chen Yushuo poked her head out of the bathroom. Brother Arrow, why did you ask for 500,000? It's too little. I didn't plan to help him anyway, and his 500,000 was gone. Lin Yi smiled. He knew before that Chen Yushuo was hiding in the bathroom and eavesdropping. Chapter 437 Delicate Thoughts? That's right, then you have to treat me, or I'll tell Sister Yao about this, Chen Yushu said, her eyes rolling. I'll treat you, but what do you want me to treat you to? Lin Yi asked. I'm craving shark meat. When will you take me shark fishing again? Chen Yushu still couldn't stop craving shark meat. I'll wait for a chance, Lin Yi sweated. Shark meat wasn't very tasty, so why was Chen Yushu so obsessed with it? The next day, classes were suspended for the entire graduating class for the day, and the tree planting activity began. This was a group activity second only to the spring outing and the art festival. After entering the senior year, extracurricular activities had significantly decreased, so most students were looking forward to this tree planting event. Naturally, Lin Yi couldn't get too close to Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu at school. After giving them the willow saplings and explaining a few planting tips, he went to find Tang Yun. Tang Yun brought an elm sapling, one of the easiest tree species to grow, similar to Lin Yi's willow. Tang Yun was delighted to see Lin Yi approaching, yet she felt a little hesitant. Although she had accepted him wholeheartedly, she still felt a little awkward walking with him in front of so many classmates at school. Let's go over there, there's less people, she said, pointing to a deserted area not far away. Okay, Lin Yi nodded, reaching for her hand. Startled, Tang Yun tried to escape like a rabbit, dodging to the side. But fearing Lin Yi's displeasure, she ducked back, glancing around until no one was paying attention. She offered her hand to Lin Yi. Lin Yi couldn't help but feel a little amused at Tang Yun's timidity, but he felt an even greater urge to protect her. She was such a lovely girl. Let me help you carry it. Seeing Tang Yun holding the shovel and sapling, Lin Yi snatched them both and took them in his own hands. The small weight wasn't a big deal for him, but it was a bit too much for Tang Yun. After finding a place with few people, Lin Yi placed the sapling on the ground and prepared to dig a hole. This seems to be Zhu Ruiming's territory. He used to plant trees nearby and wouldn't let anyone else plant here, Tang Yun said to Lin Yi after looking around. I was wondering why there are so few people here. Let's just use this place. When Lin Yi heard that it was Zhu Ruiming's territory, he thought it was a good opportunity to borrow it. After hearing what Lin Yi said, Tang Yun couldn't help but chuckle. In the past, she was afraid of Zhu Ruiming and didn't even have time to hide from him, so how could she dare to get close to him? But now, they are planting trees directly on his territory. Brother Ming, isn't that your territory? How come someone has occupied it? Yun Lingxi was carrying the sapling, but when he looked up, he found that the territory that originally belonged to them had been occupied by someone. Damn it! How dare someone plant trees on my property? I'll dig up their trees and throw them away. Zhu Ruiming was furious after hearing Yun Lingxi's words. He started to run over, but stopped mid-sprint. Huh? It's Lin Yi. So are we going to chase them away? Yun Lingxi asked cautiously. Chase them off, for all that? We're going to help. Zhu Ruiming dared not provoke Lin Yi. He quickly put on a smile and ran over to greet him. Boss Lin Yi, are you planting trees here with your sister-in-law? I heard I'm taking your space? Do you want me to trade? Lin Yi glanced at Zhu Ruiming and asked calmly. Boss Lin Yi, look at what you're saying. This is all school land. How can it be mine? I've planted a few trees nearby, but they're not mine. And I'll plant more trees next year and the year after, protecting Boss Lin Yi and your sister-in-law's trees. I'll be a tree protector, Zhu Ruiming said flatly. Oh, You've planted quite a few trees. It looks like you've been studying for years, Lin Yi said sarcastically. Huh, yes, look at all these trees all over the mountain. I planted quite a few, Zhu Ruiming said proudly. I'm going to plant fruit trees this year, so we'll have them next year. Then, Boss Lin Yi and his wife will come back to enjoy them. Right, let's talk about it when we have time. Lin Yi was speechless. Did Zhu Ruiming really want to stay in high school forever, never graduating? Tang Yun's laughter was so intense that her entire body was shaking, and her bright face gave her a rather charming and frivolous look. Zhu Ruiming was stunned, but he didn't dare to look any further. He knew that Tang Yun was no longer the same Tang Yun she once was. If he had any more inappropriate thoughts, the consequences would be disastrous. Linksy, come on, let's help Boss Lin Yi dig the pit. Zhu Ruiming rolled up his sleeves and prepared to work. In the past, he'd just found a laborer to do this, but today, he had to do it himself. What he wanted now was to calm Lin Yi's anger as quickly as possible, otherwise, if Lin Yi came to their family would be doomed. Even Yan Bo was not Lin Yi's opponent, so who is he? Okay, I don't need you anymore, just stay away. Lin Yi looked at Zhu Ruiming's clumsy appearance and couldn't help frowning. Just stay away from me and Tang Yun in the future. Don't worry, I usually don't bother with small people. Yes, then I'll leave. Zhu Ruiming was overjoyed when he heard Lin Yi's words. This guaranteed his personal safety. Although he was regarded as a small person by Lin Yi, even if he was regarded as an ant, as long as Lin Yi didn't come to cause trouble, he would accept it. After Zhu Ruiming left, Lin Yi dug 2 pits in a few seconds. This kind of thing couldn't be simpler for Lin Yi, and he was much more efficient than Zhu Ruiming. A hint of surprise flashed in Tang Yun's eyes. Until this moment, Tang Yun also understood that Lin Yi was not a young master at all. He had suffered a lot just like herself, but today's achievements were all the result of his own efforts. But the more this happened, the more uneasy Tang Yun felt. Lin Yi was too outstanding, which made Tang Yun feel insecure. She was afraid that one day Lin Yi would not want her and fall in love with someone else. The only thing Tang Yun was confident about was her beautiful appearance, but what's the use of it? Isn't Guanxin beautiful? Her grandfather is Guan the genius doctor, who has been of great help to Lin Yi's career. Lin Yi and Guanxin are a perfect match. Tang Yun sighed, shook her head secretly, and forced herself not to think about these things. Lin Yi shouldn't want to leave her. The mind of a girl is always delicate and sentimental. She hoped that Lin Yi would stay away from her and not bother her before, but now she is afraid that Lin Yi will leave her. Chapter 438 Lonely Pengzhan Oxio. Pengzhan Oxio was in the distance, looking at Lin Yi and Tang Yun coldly with a grim expression, and no one knew what she was thinking. Sister Xia Oxio, when are you going to blow up Lin Yi? Zhong Pinliang asked, rubbing his hands eagerly. Your fireworks aren't even ready, what am I going to blow up? Pengzhan Oxio glared at Zhong Pinliang. Will your method work? Don't let Lin Yi find out, it shouldn't. Besides, when the time comes, after we've made sure to hang the firecrackers on him, we'll light the firecrackers and blow his butt into pieces. Make him embarrassed. Zhong Pinliang imagined that Lin Yi's butt would be blown red and he would be embarrassed in front of the whole school. This was his dream. Okay, but when will your fireworks be delivered? Pengzhan Oxio asked Zhong Pinliang, who was standing there in a daze. It's almost there. I've called several times, Zhong Pinliang said, it's being airlifted here. It's called the Eskimo tree. Pengzhan Oxio gave Zhong Pinliang a strange look. Only a psychopath like him would airlift a tree here. Then you can have fun by yourself first. I'm going back. Pengzhan Oxio turned and walked towards the teaching building. It must be said that Pengzhan Oxio seemed to be able to call the wind and rain. As the youngest of the 4 evil boys on campus, he could command the second and third of the 4 evil boys on campus. How powerful was that? But Pengzhan Oxio was lonely. He didn't have a single true friend. Looking at the silly Chen Yushu beside Chu Mengyao and Kang Xiaobo beside Lin Yi, Pengzhan Oxio felt a little envious. They all had friends, but he didn't have any? I don't need any. Pengzhan Oxio said in her heart, I don't need friends, I don't need friendship. I'm happy by myself, so as to avoid the separation of life and death. Brother Liang, why do I feel like Pengzhan Oxio doesn't seem to be in a good mood? Go Xiaofu said strangely, looking at Pengzhan Oxio's somewhat lonely back. She was covered in urine by Lin Yi. How could you be in a good mood? Zhong Pinliang curled his lips and said disapprovingly, Let's study the plan for the fireworks in the evening. Do you think Chu Mengyao will really like this fireworks night? I think so. Go Xiaofu thought for a while. Brother Liang, how about you write some more notes expressing your admiration for Chu Mengyao? Fold them into the shape of a heart, and put them on the tree? If Chu Mengyao takes a look at it casually, she will definitely be very happy. Yeah, that makes sense. Then you find some paper and help me write. Zhong Pinliang nodded when he heard that this was a good idea. Anyway, he didn't have anything to do now, so he might as well write some notes. I'm afraid this isn't enough for the two of us. We need to find some help, Go Xiaofu said, but as long as we give them some money, there should be a lot of people who will help. Okay, then I'll leave it to you. Zhong Pinliang took out 1,000 yuan and gave it to Gao Xiaofu. You take care of this first, I'll go build some momentum. After that, Zhong Pinliang went to find Chu Mengyao. He wanted to tell Chu Mengyao the news in advance so that she would come out in the evening to hear his confession of love for her. Xiaoshu, why don't you dig any more? Chu Mengyao looked at Chen Yushu who was sitting on the ground rubbing her hands, and asked curiously. Oh, I'm tired. Chen Yushu had already thrown the shovel aside. Before, she had thought planting trees was a novelty, but after digging for a while, she felt too tired and simply gave up. She planned to wait for Chu Mengyao to finish digging the hole and then plant the 2 trees in one hole. Sister Yao, let's plant both trees together later. What do you think? Not very good. You little girl is so lazy. Stand up and dig with me. Chu Mengyao was so angry that she rolled her eyes. It seemed that Chen Yushu treated her like a coolie. But Sister Yao, I'm tired. You are my older sister, older than me. You have to give in to me. Chen Yushu was reluctant to get up. This Lin Yi, he doesn't come to help, but only picks up girls. Chu Mengyao could do nothing about Xiaoshu. She could only grit her teeth and dig the soil one shovel at a time. She was exhausted and sweating, but she kept cursing Lin Yi. This bastard, I'm going to dock his salary. Doesn't he have the slightest sense of being a follower? Doesn't he know he should help at this time? How about I ask Brother Arrow to come and help? Chen Yushu also felt that it was a bit inappropriate for her to sit and let Chu Mengyao work alone. Looking for him? Forget it. He's picking up girls, why would he care about us? Chu Mengyao snorted. I don't know what's so good about Tang Yun. Xiaoshu is much prettier and cuter than her. Oh, Sister Yao is not bad either. Why don't you seduce Brother Arrow? As long as he gets a taste of sweetness, he'll come to work hard, right? Chen Yushu suggested. Why don't you go for such a stupid suggestion? You have big breasts, just perfect for seducing him. Chu Mengyao glared at Chen Yushu. Okay, then I'll try it next time. Chen Yushu nodded in agreement. Chu Mengyao was about to continue teaching Xiaoshu a few more words when she heard her happily shout, Sister Yao, we have helpers, the coolies are here, huh? Chu Mengyao was startled. When she looked up, she saw Zhong Pinliang walking quickly towards her, so she asked in a low voice, You are not talking about Zhong Pinliang, are you? Yes, it would be a waste not to use a free coolie like him, Chen Yushu said, and waved to Zhong Pinliang. Liangze, Sister Yao is calling you. Zhong Pinliang was immediately delighted when he heard Chen Yushu call him handsome boy. In order to match the evening fireworks, Zhong Pinliang specially wore a casual suit today. He thought that because of this suit, Chu Mengyao thought she looked more handsome, so she ran over happily. Yao, Xiaoshu, how can I help you? Sister Yao, aren't you tired? Go to the bench over there and rest for a while, I'll dig the hole, Chen Yushu said, and grabbed the shovel from Chu Mengyao's hand and winked at her. Chu Mengyao found it a little funny, but helpless. This Chen Yushu was more stupid than anyone else when she was with her, but when she was in front of outsiders, she became extremely shrewd. She didn't know if she was pretending or what. Chen Yushu was probably going to get her out of the way and then trick Zhong Pinliang into digging a hole. She also knew that if she was there, she would be embarrassed to let Zhong Pinliang dig a hole, but if she left, Chen Yushu could use her name to let Zhong Pinliang be a strong man. Then I'll go and rest for a while. Although Chu Mengyao didn't want Zhong Pinliang to help, she was really exhausted from digging holes before, and she really wanted to rest for a while. So Chu Mengyao pretended not to know what Chen Yushu was going to do, and let her deal with it. Since Zhong Pinliang wanted to be a strong man, it was up to him. After all, it was Xiaoshu who found him, and it had nothing to do with her. Thinking of this, Chu Mengyao felt a little more comfortable and turned around to rest. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 439, Capturing Coolies. Zhong Pinliang was also trying to avoid Chu Mengyao and talk to Chen Yashu about the fireworks in the evening. It was not easy to say it in front of Chu Mengyao. What if Chu Mengyao didn't give him face and refused outright? Zhong Pinliang would be embarrassed and would have no room for maneuver. So Zhong Pinliang wanted to talk to Chen Yashu first. As long as Chen Yashu was willing to help, he could trick Chu Mengyao out to watch his fireworks show. He believed that Chu Mengyao would definitely come out. Once she was touched, she might like him. Yao, go and rest. Xiaoshu is right. You need to rest for a while, Zhong Pinliang said, following Chen Yashu's words. Chu Mengyao was happy that Zhong Pinliang didn't bother her. Since he asked her to leave, Chu Mengyao would certainly not refuse. After Chu Mengyao walked away, Chen Yashu winked at Zhong Pinliang and said, Xiaolangzi, if you have anything to ask of me, just tell me. How did you know I had something to ask of you? Zhong Pinliang was stunned, thinking that Chen Yashu was truly a master of foresight. Whenever you come to me, it's always to ask for my help. Chen Yashu smiled and handed the shovel to Zhong Pinliang. Go ahead and dig a hole for me. Tell me what's going on. I'll see what it is, and then we'll talk. Okay. Zhong Pinliang quickly took the shovel and began digging, looking at Chen Yashu with gratitude. In the past, when he asked her for help, she always made trouble, but today she was so easygoing. If Chu Mengyao knew, she would probably faint from shock. Chen Yashu hadn't promised Zhong Pinliang anything yet, but just by being nice, she had made him serve as a soldier for nothing, and he didn't even appreciate it. In this world, only a fool like Zhong Pinliang could be fooled. I'm thirsty. Ask your followers to buy some iced drinks. Chen Yashu sat on the mount next to her and said to Zhong Pinliang while hugging her legs. Okay, Zhong Pinliang quickly called to Gao Xiaofu, who was not far away. Xiaofu, go get some drinks. Make sure they're iced. Come back soon. Gao Xiaofu obeyed and went to get the drinks. Zhong Pinliang then said, Xiaoshu, I really have something I want to get rid of you for. Oh, tell me what it is. Let me see if it's okay. Chen Yashu nodded casually. Seeing that Zhong Pinliang had stopped digging, she became a little unhappy. If you don't want to dig, I'll do it myself. You don't have to say anything. Wait until I'm done. How can I let you dig while I dig? Zhong Pinliang was startled and quickly started digging again. I'll tell you while I dig. Actually, there's a tree called the Eskimo tree. It's said to be a symbol of love. Legend has it that if you confess your love to the girl under this tree, you will win her heart. You're not going to tell me you brought an Eskimo tree here, are you? Chen Yashu thought to herself. Is there such a fool in this world? He actually believed such a ridiculous legend? Yes, I airlifted one here. I've already asked Gao Xiaofu to prepare some love notes to hang on the tree, Zhong Pinliang said. Really? Chen Yashu replied indifferently, playing with her phone. Of course, that's not the main event. I've prepared a show called Fire Trees and Silver Flowers in a Nightless Sky. We'll set off fireworks from the tree, and then they'll turn into Yao Iao's name in the sky, proclaiming my love to her. Zhong Pinliang, unsure if Chen Yashu was listening, was furious. But he didn't dare get angry. Oh, fireworks? That's so fun. I'll definitely go see them. Don't worry, I'll take Sister Yao Iao with me. Chen Yashu, upon hearing about such amazing fireworks, naturally wanted to see what they were all about. That's great. Zhong Pinliang was overjoyed, and his digging speed increased significantly. Soon, he had dug a large hole. Xiaoshu, do you think this hole works? Okay, dig another one next to it. Chen Yashu nodded, satisfied. Still digging, Zhong Pinliang's face suddenly turned bitter. Digging one already exhausted him, and he wanted to dig a second one? This one is mine. The other one you dig is for Sister Yao Iao. But if you don't want to, forget it. I'll ask Sister Yao Iao to come over and dig. Just tell her you don't want to help her. Chen Yashu stood up and was about to call Chu Mengyao. No, Zhong Pinliang almost cried. He had been working so hard for so long, and it was all for Chu Mengyao. If Chen Yashu yelled like that, all his previous efforts would be in vain. Who knows, Chen Yushu might even do something bad to him, and things would not go smoothly tonight. Thinking of this, Zhong Pinliang could only grit his teeth and accept it. I'll continue digging. How can I let you and Yao dig? Let us men do these things, then you continue. Sister Yao said she likes stronger men. Chen Yushu sat down again and said, I'm very strong. Look, I'm not tired at all digging the hole. I'm only using 30% of my strength. I can still speed up, Zhong Pinliang said quickly upon hearing this. Not long after, Go Ziofu ran over with several bottles of drinks. Brother Liang, I bought some. Do you think these are enough? Yes, Zhong Pinliang waved his hand, signaling Gao Ziofu to leave. He then handed 2 of the bottles to Chen Yushu. Can you give one to Yao as well? Okay, I'll go then. Take your time digging. Call me when you're done. Chen Yushu took the drinks, instructed Zhong Pinliang, and ran over to Chu Mengyao. Zhong Pinliang worked hard with the shovel, sweat pouring down his face. To show how strong he was, he gritted his teeth and smiled, even though he was exhausted. Sister Yao, here's a bottle for you. Chen Yushu handed Chu Mengyao a drink. I don't want to drink it, you drink it yourself. Chu Mengyao shook her head. She was usually very careful and usually would not leave any opportunity for Zhong Pinliang to take advantage of her, especially in such matters of taking advantage of others. Then I'll drink it myself. Chen Yushu didn't care. She was already accustomed to blackmailing Zhong Pinliang. Did you lie to him that I asked him to dig it? Chu Mengyao frowned as she looked at Zhong Pinliang, who was working hard. No, I just said that Sister Yao likes strong boys, so he wanted to show off, Chen Yushu said with a smile. When did I like strong boys? Chu Mengyao was slightly stunned. She didn't expect Chen Yushu to make up such a reason to trick Zhong Pinliang into working. Isn't Brother Arrow very strong? Don't you like him? Chen Yushu asked. Why are you talking about him again? How could I like him? I don't want to bother with a blind man like him. Chu Mengyao glanced at Lin Yi and said hatefully. Chapter 440, Intravenous Drip. After digging 2 pits, Zhong Pinliang was sweating profusely. But seeing his victory, he imagined Chu Mengyao looking at him with admiration, saying, Brother Liang, you truly are my dream Prince Charming. Zhong Pinliang wiped the sweat from his forehead, feeling a surge of energy throughout his body. He was no longer tired. While he was daydreaming, Chen Yushu approached, grinning at him. Liang, Sister Yao is asking, are you tired? No, I'm just scratching the surface. I'm not tired at all. I could dig 10 or 8 of these pits in a row, Zhong Pinliang said. Oh, that's great. Sister Yao said she loves strong and helpful men. Go help others dig pits, Chen Yushu said. Huh? Zhong Pinliang nearly fell headfirst into the pit after hearing Chen Yushu's words. He had to help others dig? But he had already said it. Wouldn't it be like contradicting himself to go back on his word now? There was no other way, so Zhong Pinliang could only nod dejectedly. I'm going to help others. He finally got rid of this idiot. Sister Yao, you can come over now. Let's start planting trees. Chen Yushu waved to Chu Mengyao, beckoning her. Xiaoshu, I really wonder, how can you be so stupid sometimes, but so smart other times? Tell me, are you pretending? Chu Mengyao was speechless about her best friend. Oh, no, when I'm with Sister Yao, I'm just a child. Chen Yushu grabbed Chu Mengyao's arm. Actually, I'm not stupid, okay? You're not stupid, I believe it. Chu Mengyao shook her head and didn't dwell on this issue too much. She picked up the sapling and prepared to start planting trees. After a while, when Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu finished planting the saplings and were about to go back to the classroom to rest, several workers ran over carrying a strange-shaped sapling, and Zhong Pinliang was directing in front. Zhong Pinliang was so tired at this moment, but in order to show his strength in front of Chu Mengyao, he had to pretend to be fine, dancing with joy. You guys be careful, this is a sapling imported from abroad, don't break it. Sister Yao, look, someone really did the stupid thing you said. Chen Yushu excitedly pointed at Zhong Pinliang's Eskimo tree. Look, that tree also has an ivy drip. Chu Mengyao was speechless. Is Zhong Pinliang really so stupid? He even brought a tree with an ivy drip. If he stopped, it would probably die. Let's go back to the classroom and ignore him, okay? Chen Yushu said, wanting to watch the excitement for a while longer. She figured Zhong Pinliang still needed to prepare his fire trees and silver flowers in the nightless sky, so it wouldn't be too late to come out and watch after he was done. But just as Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashu were about to leave, Zhong Pinliang finally gave in and collapsed to the ground. He simply couldn't hold on any longer. His legs were weak from digging, and it was almost noon, and he hadn't eaten yet. With a ravenous stomach, how could he hold on any longer? Sister Yao, Zhong Pinliang seems to have fainted. Chen Yashu wanted to go over and see what was happening. Who cares? Someone will take care of it. Chu Mengyao didn't want to worry about Zhong Pinliang's life or death. Just take a look and come back right away. Okay, it wasn't Chen Yashu's nature to not watch the excitement. Okay, then, just a look from a distance. Chu Mengyao had no choice but to nod and agree. Chen Yashu ran over quickly. Gao Xiaofu was trying to help Zhong Pinliang up in a panic. Brother Liang, what's wrong with you? Let me see. Chen Yashu ran over and looked at Zhong Pinliang. Gao Xiaofu didn't know whether he should let Chen Yashu see it, but then he thought that Zhong Pinliang didn't dare to offend Chen Yashu, so how could he dare to offend her? So he made room for her to come over. Oh, I see, he must be too weak. Just give him some nutrient solution. Chen Yashu's eyes rolled around, and she casually pulled out the IV needle from the Eskimo tree next to Zhong Pinliang and inserted it directly into Zhong Pinliang's butt. The onlookers stared with wide eyes. This nutrient solution for plants can also be used on humans? Gao Xiaofu's face changed, and he almost had a heart attack. Would he kill Zhong Pinliang? Ouch! Zhong Pinliang felt pain and woke up all of a sudden. How thick must the needle for that tree IV drip be? If it pierced his butt, wouldn't it be excruciating? Look, he's awake now, Chen Yashu said proudly. I'm a miracle doctor. Everyone nearly collapsed to Chen Yashu's words. You're a miracle doctor, but Zhong Pinliang did wake up. Chen Yashu is certainly no fool. She wouldn't murder someone for money in front of so many people. There's plenty of flesh on his butt, so the needle wouldn't hurt. It would just hurt a little. Okay, don't thank me. I'm leaving, Chen Yashu said, turning and running away. Zhong Pinliang, however, turned around and glanced at the massive needle in his butt and fainted again. What should we do? He's fainted again. Should we pull the needle out and try again? Gao Xiaofu looked at the fainted Zhong Pinliang, feeling somewhat apprehensive. Xiaoshu, how could you stab someone randomly? What if you kill him? Chu Mengyao was startled by Chen Yashu's behavior. No way. I only pierced the thickest part of the flesh, Chen Yashu said. Chu Mengyao didn't know what to say. Her best friend was a little too cruel. King Xiaolong called several pet shops, but none of them had purebred German shepherds. There were some with impure bloodlines, but King Xiaolong compared the dog feces and found that there was still a big difference. So King Xiaolong decided to get a purebred German shepherd. After asking, he learned that purebred shepherd dogs need to be ordered, and the order cycle is still unclear. Because this is a relatively expensive breed, generally there are buyers, and then the pet shop will contact the source of supply. King Xiaolong was very anxious and naturally couldn't wait for them to place an order. He could only use his connections to find out if any of the celebrities in Donghae had raised German shepherds. However, after asking around, he really got some news. The owner of a big hotel in Donghae City happened to have a German shepherd, and coincidentally, this owner was actually a friend of my grandfather. On the day of my grandfather's birthday party, the hotel owner went to celebrate. So King Xiaolong told his grandfather the news, hoping that his grandfather could lend or buy the sheepdogs from the hotel owner. Chapter 441 Experiment. This matter was of grave importance, bearing upon the future fortunes of the King family. Therefore, Dr. Kang took it very seriously. After speaking with King Xiaolong, he called the hotel owner. He seemed to recall that the hotel owner had brought a dog with him on the birthday banquet, but he hadn't noticed the dog at the time and didn't know if it was a German shepherd. Mr. Zhang? I'm Kang Leke. Dr. Kang had a good relationship with the hotel owner. Besides the wealthy families, the other merchants all had good relations with the Kang family. After all, the Kang family was considered extremely successful among their fellow merchants. While not as powerful as the aristocratic families, they were still far superior. Dr. Kang, hello, what can I do for you? The hotel owner was puzzled by Dr. Kang's personal call. Normally, even if they did communicate, he would have his eldest son, Kang Giffen, contact him. Well, I heard you have a German shepherd, Dr. Kang asked. Oh? There is one. Mr. Zhang was stunned, not knowing why Dr. Kang suddenly brought up this matter. My wife has nothing to do at home and likes to keep dogs. I think the sheepdog we brought to your birthday party the other day was that sheepdog, Mr. Zhang. My grandson's Xiaolong likes German shepherds. I've searched many pet stores but couldn't find one. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked. Dr. Kang hesitated. Although asking Mr. Zhang for a dog might arouse his suspicion, the matter was urgent and there was no time to maneuver. Besides, even if Mr. Zhang was suspicious, he would not suspect that what he was after was just dog shit. Oh? So Dr. Kang's grandson likes sheepdogs? Is that the case? I'll have someone send the sheepdog to you later. Mr. Zhang was slightly stunned. He didn't expect Dr. Kang to make a phone call and talk about asking for a dog. What kind of a big deal was that? With the Kang family's current power and financial resources, what dog can they buy? Figuring that calling to ask for it was simply a sign of respect, Mr. Zhang agreed without giving it much thought. However, he had to warn, Dr. Kang, my dog is a little special. My wife spoils him, and he often steals food from the house and urinates and defecates everywhere. If you hadn't told me, I would have sold or given him away. But since I'm giving it to you, I have to tell you all about it beforehand. I can't lie, Dr. Kang thought to himself, is pooping bad? I'm just worried it won't poop, so he said, these are just minor issues. It's okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Zhang, for doing me this favor. I'll definitely have Xiaolong come to thank you later, haha, it's a small matter. Since Dr. Kang says it's okay, I'll have someone send the German Shepherd to you shortly, Mr. Zhang said. Mr. Zhang was one of those who curried favor with the Kang family, so he quickly delivered the German Shepherd to the Kang family's mansion. After receiving the German Shepherd, Kang's Xiaolong fed it a large meal of dog food, and finally, he was rewarded with a warm poop. Same. Exactly the same. Our lab's analysis revealed that the ingredients in the longevity and detoxification pill are identical to the dog poop. Our earlier prediction was correct. The ingredients in the longevity and detoxification pill are sheepdog feces. Kang's Xiaolong excitedly took the analysis report and immediately returned to the villa to report the good news to Dr. Kang. They're actually the same, Dr. Kang couldn't contain his excitement, slamming his palm on the coffee table in front of him, nearly knocking over the tea. His excitement was palpable. It's true. We have mastered the ingredients of the longevity and detoxification pill, Kang's Xiaolong said. Next, we can conduct clinical trials. Good. Good. There's hope for our Kang family. Dr. Kang laughed up to the sky. Xiaolong, you and Xiaoming have made a living this time. While you hurry up to purchase purebred German Shepherd dogs in large quantities, find someone to take this dog shit and see if it works. Grandpa, I still don't recommend asking outsiders to experiment on this. Kang's Xiaolong shook his head. Our research on the longevity and detoxification pill is still in the confidential stage. Outsiders should not know about this. Even if we don't tell them that they are taking dog shit, maybe they can guess it. So we suggest that we do it on our own family. You are right. Go call your dad, your second uncle and Xiaoming over to discuss this matter together. Dr. Kang got up and drew the curtains. Kang's Xiaolong was right. This was the top priority of the family. It was better not to let outsiders get involved. Otherwise, once the formula was leaked, the loss would be huge. In Dr. Kang's study, Kang Giffen, Kang Kipu, Kang Xiaolong, and Kang Xiaoming sat on the sofa, one after another. Dr. Kang sat in his reclining chair, eyes closed, lost in thought. No one dared to disturb him, and they all sat cautiously to the side, waiting for Dr. Kang to speak. After a long wait, Dr. Kang finally opened his eyes and said, "This shit is classified as the top secret of our Kang family. Only a few of us know about it. Never let anyone else know about it, including your current and future wives, understood?" Kang Giffen understood the importance of this. Once the longevity and detoxification pill was successfully developed, the Kang family would be in a completely different place. Therefore, this formula must never be shared. Kang Quipu and Kang Xiaolong nodded in agreement. Even Kang Xiaoming, aware of the importance of the matter, quickly assured him, "Grandpa, don't worry. We won't tell anyone." Well, next, let's study the clinical trial. Xiaoming has already been through enough trouble, so this time, Xiaoming won't be involved, Dr. Kang said. This time, Gui Feng, Quipu, and Xiaolong will be the only ones to conduct the experiment. Grandpa, I'm fine. Ever since Kang Xiaoming took half a longevity and detoxification pill, he's been feeling energetic every day. Feeling the benefits of the pill, he naturally wanted to participate this time. Since you asked, let's join in. After all, dog shit isn't harmful even if you eat it properly. Dr. Kang nodded without insisting. I'll take the remaining half of the longevity and detoxification pill. Divide the dog shit among you. Dr. Kang pointed to the 2 boxes on the coffee table and said. Dr. Kang was not stupid. Although it looked like the dog shit was the longevity and detoxification pill, he could not guarantee whether it was, so he decided to take the remaining half of the pill. Kang Xiaoming actually wanted to take that half of the pill, but seeing that his grandfather had taken it first, he could not argue and just nodded in agreement. So, the Kang family, young and old, gathered around the coffee table and began to share the dog shit. A terrible smell came from the study, which was so disgusting that it could almost suffocate people. Chapter 442 Pengzhan Xiao's strange behavior. The students who had finished planting the trees returned to their classrooms to study. In their 3rd year, there was no need for teachers to push them. Those who wanted to study would study naturally, and those who didn't, like Zhu Ruiming, couldn't be forced. Chu Mengyao and Chen Yashi returned to the classroom and watched their MP4s for a while before pulling out their review materials. Their beauty wouldn't make the single plank bridge to the Gaokao easier, and neither wanted to rely on their families for support. They wanted to achieve good grades on their own. After Tang Yun and Lin Yi finished planting the saplings, Tang Yun returned to her classroom to read. She'd been busy with her father's surgery and her relationship with Lin Yi, and hadn't put much effort into her studies. If she didn't work hard, her grades would likely decline. So, while Tang Yun wanted to spend more time with Lin Yi, what if she didn't get into college? After lunch in the cafeteria, Tang Yun and Lin Yi visited Tang's mother at the snack street behind the school before returning to their respective classrooms. Pengzhan Xiao sat at her table, quietly eating her lunch. No one was around. Lin Yi approached, but Pengzhan Xiao merely glanced up at him before returning to her food. The lunch boxes here aren't clean. I've eaten there before, and there was a fly in it, Lin Yi said with a smile, glancing at the label on Pengzhan Xiao's lunchbox. Puff. Pengzhan Xiao spat out the pork ribs she had just put in her mouth, then glared at Lin Yi. Did you do that on purpose? Oh, just a friendly reminder, Lin Yi shrugged. Sharing a table with Pengzhan Xiao made Lin Yi feel uneasy, and he had to find a way to get her out. Pengzhan Xiao glared at Lin Yi resentfully. Okay, you asked for it. I was a little reluctant to blow your ass off, but since you're so mean, I'm going to make a fool of yourself tonight. Around evening study time, Zhong Pinliang finished preparing everything and sent Pengzhan Xiao a text message, letting her know that they could proceed with their plans. Pengzhan Xiao wasn't worried that Lin Yi wouldn't go out to watch the fun. Since Chen Yashu and Chu Mengyao were both going out, there was no way Lin Yi, his bodyguard and henchman, wouldn't be out either. Sure enough, Chen Yashu also received a text from Zhong Pinliang. Sister Yao, let's go out for some fresh air? It's so stuffy staying in the classroom. Now, Chu Mengyao frowned. She had just started a set of math simulation questions and hadn't even finished the first one, and Chen Yashu was going out? Yet, I heard someone was setting off fireworks on the playground. Should we go over and take a look? Chen Yashu said. Fireworks? Could it be that guy Zhong Pinliang? Chu Mengyao wasn't stupid either. She guessed what was going on immediately. Yeah, Sister Yao, are you going? Chen Yashu saw that Chu Mengyao had guessed it, so she didn't hide it. I don't want to go. Chu Mengyao shook her head. If you don't go, I can't go alone, can I? It's already dark outside and it's so scary. What if I get scared? Chen Yashu said, and she reached out to pull Chu Mengyao out, trying to force her out. How could you be scared? Chu Mengyao didn't believe it. You were in the haunted house at the amusement park and you beat all the ghosts to death, but Chen Yashu insisted on going, and Chu Mengyao had no choice but to stand up and go with her. Zhong Pinliang is going to set off fireworks to confess his love to Chu Mengyao. Why don't you go and see? Pengzhan Xiao felt compelled to explain when Lin Yi showed no intention of getting up. Fireworks? Lin Yi had assumed the two girls were going to the restroom and didn't think much of it, but after hearing what Pengzhan Xiao said, he really had to go and see. As for Pengzhan Xiao knowing about this in advance, Lin Yi wasn't surprised at all. She and Zhong Pinliang often hung out together, so of course she would know about Zhong Pinliang's plan. Lin Yi was a little puzzled. Why would Pengzhan Xiao be so kind to remind him? Could she have some other motive? As soon as Lin Yi left the classroom, Pengzhan followed. Lin Yi sensed someone following him, and as he turned the corner down the stairs, he saw Pengzhan's figure behind him through the glass. Sure enough, she followed him. Lin Yi smiled faintly. He feared Pengzhan wouldn't let go of yesterday's incident. Her silence was merely preparation for an outburst at the right moment. The woods behind the school were already teeming with students who had heard the news, from first to third year high school. Even some middle school students, already finished school, had been drawn in. It seemed Zhong Pinliang's planned fireworks display had already been announced, drawing so much attention. Zhong Pinliang and Gao Xiaofu stood by a tree festooned with fireworks and paper strips. Zhong Pinliang hated Chen Yushu so much at that moment. His butt was nearly broken by Chen Yushu, and it was still swollen. Can a needle used to inject a tree also be used to inject a human? Although Zhong Pinliang was furious, he still had to maintain his smile with Chen Yushu. He wanted to invite Chu Mengyao to the nighttime courtship party, and Chen Yushu's help was essential. Brother Liang, Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu are here, and Lin Yi isn't far behind them, Gao Xiaofu whispered to Zhong Pinliang. I saw them. Go get Chu Mengyao and the others, and have Lin Yi and Pengzhan come in too. I've already discussed the process with Pengzhan. Just wait for Lin Yi to get into trouble, Zhong Pinliang whispered. Okay, Brother Liang, Gao Xiaofu nodded, and then parted the crowd of onlookers. Make way, let today's heroine in. Gao Xiaofu's words were quite effective with the average student at school. Chu Mengyao, Chen Yushu, Brother Liang is ready. We're just waiting for you to come over, Gao Xiaofu gestured to invite them in. Let's just watch from here. We can't go any further. Chu Mengyao didn't want to get any closer. She had no interest in any of the fireworks and nighttime courtship parties. Sister Yao, let's go over there. We can't see clearly from here, but Chen Yushu pulled Chu Mengyao over and said, I still want to continue giving Zhong Pinliang his IV. Chu Mengyao had no choice but to be pulled over by Chen Yushu. She knew her best friend's personality. She just liked to watch the fun, not to help Zhong Pinliang. Lin Yi followed from a distance, and Pengzhan also walked over, but this time Pengzhan directly passed Lin Yi and started helping Zhong Pinliang. Lin Yi was a little puzzled by Pengzhan's initiative to help. From the previous situation, although Pengzhan and Zhong Pinliang were known as the four evil boys on campus, Pengzhan was the main one, and Zhong Pinliang was second. Why would Pengzhan take the initiative to help Zhong Pinliang with these things? Chapter 443 Unlucky Pengzhan. Our heroine tonight, the school beauty Miss Chu Mengyao, has arrived. Now, please invite our hero to light the fireworks of his love for her. Gao Xiaofu had somehow managed to get hold of a large loudspeaker used by street vendors and started shouting like a master of ceremonies. Chu Mengyao frowned. This was her biggest annoyance. Zhong Pinliang would often come up with some ridiculously outlandish ideas and then act them out, like writing letters in blood. This left her speechless. How could this guy be even more foolish than Xiaoshu? And he was the real fool, while Xiaoshu was just pretending to be. As Pengzhan passed by Lin Yi, she casually draped a string of firecrackers from the ground directly onto Lin Yi's pants. Without stopping, she turned around and went about her business. Huh? Lin Yi smiled slightly. So that was the girl's plan? To blow herself up with firecrackers? Was she overthinking it? But Lin Yi didn't immediately expose her. He pretended not to notice, his eyes still fixed on Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu. Pengzhan's heart was also beating wildly. After all, Lin Yi was different from ordinary people. What if he found out? Although the playground was crowded and noisy, Lin Yi's vigilance was not low. However, after Pengzhan hung the firecrackers behind Lin Yi's butt, she didn't see any special reaction from him. She immediately breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that Lin Yi was probably focusing all his attention on Chu Mengyao and Chen Yushu, ignoring other things around him. Zhong Pinliang was about to light the fireworks on the tree. Pengzhan also quietly hid not far behind Lin Yi with a lighter. After a while, when Zhong Pinliang lit the fireworks, she would quickly light the firecrackers on Lin Yi. In this way, it would be disguised as Zhong Pinliang's fireworks being too intense, causing half of the firecracker to explode here. If Lin Yi wanted to blame someone, he could only blame God in his bad position. He couldn't blame anyone else. Whoosh, Zhong Pinliang lit a firework. He had also custom-made it from a manufacturer. Once launched, it would form the words "Yao, I love you." While seemingly simple, it cost Zhong Pinliang a fortune to customize. Meanwhile, Pengzhan Group used a lighter to light the firecrackers behind Lin Yi's hips. Then, triumphantly, he turned around and tried to get away. How? Lin Yi smiled faintly, quickly unhooking the firecrackers from his belt and draping them behind Pengzhan Group's hips, then tied them into a knot. Tragically, Pengzhan Group was so focused on running away that she didn't even notice the firecrackers were tethered to her hips. It wasn't until she'd run a few steps that she felt something dragging behind her, repeatedly hitting her legs. Confused, she turned around, only to scream, "Ow!" Pengzhan Group was going crazy. Wasn't the firecracker attached to Lin Yi's body? How did it get onto her? Looking up in the direction of Lin Yi, she saw Lin Yi nodding at her with a wicked smile. Pengzhan Group wanted to untie the firecrackers hanging behind her, but she found that the bad guy Lin Yi had tied a knot for her that she couldn't untie at all. Seeing that the fuse was about to burn out, Pengzhan Group was really a little anxious. She couldn't drag her pants in front of all the classmates in the school, right? That would be so embarrassing. Just as Pengzhan Group was hesitating, the fuse had burned out and the firecrackers began to crackle and explode. Pengzhan Group was so scared that she ran quickly to Zhong Pinliang, shouting as she ran, "Help! Water! Is there any water?" Zhong Pinliang was proud of his masterpiece, and was about to shock the whole audience by showing the 5 words "Yao, I love you" in the sky, but suddenly he heard Pengzhan Group's cry for help. Huh? Zhong Pinliang widened his eyes and looked at the burning and exploding firecrackers behind Pengzhan Group's but in disbelief. Wasn't she hanging on Lin Yi's body? How did it get to her body? After Pengzhan Group had hung up the firecrackers, she gestured to herself, telling herself that she could proceed as planned, and then she lit the fireworks. How come the firecrackers had moved to another place in the blink of an eye? "Sister Pengzhan Group, what's wrong with you?" Zhong Pinliang asked, looking at Pengzhan Group in confusion. "Stop talking so much, find me some water and put out the firecrackers." Pengzhan Group was so anxious that she didn't have time to explain to Zhong Pinliang. The firecrackers had already exploded on her pants and were about to explode on her butt. Water, water. Zhong Pinliang looked around, but where was the water around? When he had planted the trees before, he had drawn a few buckets of water for irrigation, but they had all been poured into the soil. While Zhong Pinliang was hesitating, the firecrackers had already quickly exploded on Pengzhan Group's butt, burning several holes in it. Pengzhan Group was about to cry, no longer caring about her image. She fell to the ground and rolled over. After rolling a few times, she finally put out the firecrackers, but the fabric of her pants on the back of her butt was completely destroyed, and it hurt. Pengzhan Group was so sure that even her underwear was showing that she didn't even dare to stand up. Her eyes were filled with grievance, and she wanted to cry. But she gritted her teeth and held back. "I'm Pengzhan Group, I can't cry. I don't need sympathy or pity. Crying is just a sign of weakness." Pengzhan Group took a deep breath, sat on the ground, and said to Zhong Pinliang, "Take off your shirt and give it to me." "Ah, my shirt?" Zhong Pinliang was stunned. "Hurry up. Don't waste time." Pengzhan Group frowned. Okay, Zhong Pinliang couldn't afford to offend Pengzhan Group. Whether it was her background or her personality, she was not someone Zhong Pinliang could afford to offend. Since Pengzhan Group had spoken, Zhong Pinliang could only take off his shirt and hand it to Pengzhan Group. Pengzhan Group took Zhong Pinliang's shirt and quickly wrapped it around her waist. Then she stood up and walked out of the crowd, heading towards the school gate. Pengzhan Group felt so upset. She had clearly intended to embarrass Lin Yi, but in the end, she was the one who made a fool of herself. Although she didn't notice whether the classmates who were watching were laughing at her, she was certain that she had become a laughingstock. Her butt was blown to pieces by firecrackers, and she was a girl, so it was so embarrassing. "Lin Yi, I'm going to eat you." Pengzhan Group was going crazy. She sat in her car, gritting her teeth with anger. She mistook the steering wheel for Lin Yi and pounded it hard before she could barely calm down. However, after the anger was out, she felt a burning pain in her butt. She hadn't noticed it before, but now that she had reacted, Pengzhan Group didn't dare to sit still due to the pain. She started the car with her butt half sticking out. She wanted to go home and rest quickly. Chapter 444 Remedial Measures. Summer clothes are naturally light, so Zhong Pinliang wore only casual clothes. After giving them to Pengzhan, he was left shirtless, a slight mismatch between his current courtship with Chu Mengyao and the appearance of his courtship. This drew chuckles from the onlookers, and Zhong Pinliang scowled. "What are you laughing at? Haven't you seen a man as strong as me?" Zhong Pinliang would have been fine if he hadn't said anything, but once he did, even more laughter erupted. The law doesn't punish everyone, and these students were usually afraid of Zhong Pinliang, but in the dark of night, it was hard to tell who was laughing and who wasn't, and Zhong Pinliang couldn't possibly do anything to them. "Yao, please let me express my love to you with fireworks," Zhong Pinliang said, looking up, intending to point at the fireworks in the sky to express his love for Chu Mengyao, but he realized they were almost finished. Pengzhan had come to ask for his clothes when the fireworks were already going off, and everyone's attention was drawn to Pengzhan, not noticing the 5 large words "Yao, I love you" in the sky. Zhong Pinliang's efforts had been in vain. The fireworks are gone. They're all over. Zhong Pinliang couldn't say a word. Without the help of fireworks, what else could he say? "Go and see if there are any more fireworks," Zhong Pinliang ordered Gao Xiaofu with a sullen face. Gao Xiaofu hurried to the Eskimo tree to check the fireworks, but it seemed that they had all been set off and there was nothing left to set off. Gao Xiaofu didn't give up and used a lighter to light the fireworks, but it was dark and he couldn't see clearly. He accidentally used a branch as a fuse and whoosh set the Eskimo tree on fire. At first, Zhong Pinliang didn't know what was going on. He thought Gao Xiaofu had made another firework, but then he realized something was wrong. Why didn't the firework shoot into the sky but burn on the tree? "Brother Liang, no, I set the tree on fire." Gao Xiaofu slapped the fire a few times but failed to put it out. He got anxious and shouted, "Brother Liang, come and help." Ho ha ho ho. Gao Xiaofu's actions caused a burst of laughter, and Zhong Pinliang's confession fireworks turned into farce. "Put out the fire quickly. Find someone to get water quickly." Zhong Pinliang ran over with a gloomy face, took a look at his Eskimo tree, and wanted to cry but had no tears. "Oh, Sister Yao, I saw the fire tree, but I didn't see this silver flower," Chen Yushu shouted in surprise. "Xiaoshu, this is such a stupid behavior, let's stay away from him, it can easily cause a fire." Chu Mengyao was speechless about Zhong Pinliang's series of actions, especially Pengzhan's behavior. What on earth was Pengzhan singing just now? "Wait, Sister Yao, I want to remind them." After Chen Yushu finished speaking, she kindly shouted to Zhong Pinliang, "Smash the IV bottle and use the water inside to put out the fire." "Oh, that's right." Zhong Pinliang nodded hurriedly, and then told Gao Xiaofu to do it. Chen Yushu chuckled and left the scene with Chu Mengyao. "Xiaoshu, you are getting worse and worse. How much liquid is in the IV bottle? How can it be used to put out a fire?" "You are simply cheating people," said Chu Mengyao. "Then who told him to believe it?" "Sister Yao would not be deceived." "This shows that Zhong Pinliang is a big fool," Chen Yushu said confidently. The next day, Pengzhan did not come to school, and Lin Yi was happy to have some peace and quiet. He didn't know that Pengzhan was lying on the bed cursing him at this moment. If curses could kill people, Lin Yi would have died in various ways by now. "Lin Yi, you bastard, I'm going to flush you down the toilet." Pengzhan didn't even dare to sit down to go to the toilet. Her butt was burning with pain, and it was all red and white from the firecrackers. Although she had applied Dr. Kang's golden medicine, the golden medicine was very effective for external injuries, but it was not very effective for this kind of burns. This Dr. Kang is obviously a big liar. It doesn't work at all, and he sells it so expensively. It's simply a rip-off. Next time I see him, I'll blow his whole family to pieces, Pengzhan thought bitterly. Zhong Pinliang also had a bitter face. The grand confession show he had planned with great difficulty yesterday ended in a farce. This made him feel angry but unable to vent. The person who ruined the farce was Pengzhan. Even if he had any complaints, he didn't dare to say them. What happened yesterday? Weren't they supposed to hang firecrackers on Lin Yi's butt? How did it become Pengzhan? Zhong Pinliang had been given a warning and disciplined by Wang Zifan. He was no longer a shareholder's nephew, but an ordinary self-funded student. Who knows? I also saw Pengzhan sneaking up to Lin Yi, but I didn't see what happened afterward. Gao Xiaofu shook his head. Damn, such a good opportunity wasted. What a shame, Zhong Pinliang was upset. He clenched his fists, then loosened them helplessly. Graduation is almost here, and I don't know if there will be another chance. Brother Liang, I think that even though yesterday's incident was a mess, you expressed your feelings. Chu Mengyao should also know your feelings. So the process isn't important, the result is what matters, Gao Xiaofu analyzed. Why don't you ask Chen Yushu and see if Chu Mengyao is interested? Okay, that's the only way, Zhong Pinliang nodded. At the end of the first period, Zhong Pinliang sent Chen Yushu a text message, asking her to meet at the classroom door. Xiao Liangzi, you're looking for me. Chen Yushu went to the appointment very readily, because Zhong Pinliang had no feelings for her, he just wanted to find out something about Chu Mengyao. Hey, yes, Xiaoshu, I'm really sorry for messing up yesterday. What did Mengyao say later? Zhong Pinliang asked carefully. Sister Yao, she didn't say anything, but she seemed quite disappointed. Did she think it was meaningless? Chen Yushu blinked and said hesitantly. Hey, I also know that she must have been disappointed yesterday, but did she say anything to make up for it? Zhong Pinliang asked. That, I didn't ask. By the way, I want to eat fried mushrooms from the night market, Chen Yushu stretched. I'll go buy some fried mushrooms at noon, and then I'll ask for them for you later, but I might have forgotten other things. I'll go buy that. It's just fried mushrooms, right? I'll go, Zhong Pinliang hurriedly said when he heard what Chen Yushu said. Xiaoshu, just help me ask if there are any remedies. Okay then, Chen Yushu nodded and went back to the classroom. Zhong Pinliang didn't know how many times Chen Yushu had made him a hard laborer over the years, but he had no choice, because Chen Yushu was the closest person to Chu Mengyao. If he didn't bribe Chen Yushu, there would be no way he could find out information about Chu Mengyao. Chapter 445 Experiment failed. During class, Chu Mengyao saw Chen Yushu deep in thought. Unsure of what she was thinking, she asked, Xiaoshu, what are you doing? What's all this trouble, Sister Yao? I'm thinking about what wishes I have left. Chen Yushu felt as if all her recent wishes had been fulfilled, leaving Zhong Pinliang with nothing left to do. A wish? Don't you want to eat shark meat? Chu Mengyao, unsure of what Chen Yushu was about to do, reminded her. Oh. Yes, I want to eat shark meat, Chen Yushu, excited by Chu Mengyao's reminder, danced with joy. I want Zhong Pinliang to take me to eat shark meat. Zhong Pinliang? Take you to eat shark meat? Chu Mengyao was slightly taken aback. Yes, Zhong Pinliang just asked me if there was anything he could do to make you feel happier, Chen Yushu said. Don't go to him. If you want shark meat, ask Lin Yi to catch it for you. Chu Mengyao didn't want to be associated with Zhong Pinliang. Don't worry, Sister Yao. It's Zhong Pinliang and I who said it, so you won't be implicated. Chen Yushu was already adept at this sort of thing. Whatever you say, Chu Mengyao didn't bother to care. Over the past 3 years, Chen Yushu had done this sort of thing so frequently that she was already somewhat numb. But she was a little skeptical. How could Zhong Pinliang continue to trust Chen Yushu after being fooled so many times? Zhong Pinliang simply skipped the last class of the morning and rushed to the night market with Gao Xiaofu. They hurriedly bought 2 servings of fried mushrooms and returned to school. Finally, before lunch break, he placed the 2 servings of fried mushrooms in front of Chen Yushu. Oh, I'll tell you after I'm done. They won't be crispy anymore if they get cold, Chen Yushu waved, signaling Zhong Pinliang to leave. Zhong Pinliang hunched back over as he returned to his seat. He and Gao Xiaofu had bought some steamed buns. Zhong Pinliang was preoccupied, so he couldn't eat much. After finally seeing Chen Yushu finish her fried mushrooms, Zhong Pinliang stood up and chased after Chen Yushu. Chen Yushu went to throw away the fried mushroom lunchbox and saw Zhong Pinliang's impatient look. She secretly chuckled. There are actually such stupid people, who are not tired of being cheated, and are so eager to be cheated by themselves. Xiao Liangzi, can't you just let me be quiet? You follow me when I throw away the garbage. Chen Yushu looked at Zhong Pinliang with feigned displeasure. Hey, Xiaoshu, I'm just anxious, aren't I? I'll help you throw it away. Zhong Pinliang took the rubbish from Chen Yushu's hand and said, what did Yao say? She said that what happened yesterday was okay, but she's been under too much pressure from studying lately, and she wants to go out and have some fun. The school summer camp is not until May, and she wants to go out now. Chen Yushu had already made up an excuse. Oh, go out and have fun? That's great, Zhong Pinliang was about to cheer. His dream was to go out and have fun with Chu Mengyao, to go on a date. What are you thinking about? How could Sister Yao go out with you alone? She's not your girlfriend now. Chen Yushu gave Zhong Pinliang a look of disdain. However, Zhong Pinliang was not disappointed, but rather excited, because Chen Yushu said that she is not your girlfriend now, which means that she might be in the future? Is Chu Mengyao still interested in him? Thinking of this, Zhong Pinliang was unusually happy. Zia Oshu. Where do you think Mengyao wants to go? Let's go to the beach. Organize a spring outing and let all the classmates in our class go. Otherwise, Sister Yao will never go with you alone, Chen Yushu said. Okay, no problem, it's just a spring outing, right? I'll organize it in a while. Zhong Pinliang had a goal, nodded quickly, and went to help Chen Yushu take out the trash. Chen Yushu dealt with Zhong Pinliang and returned to the classroom humming a song. What surprised Dr. Kang and his family was that this clinical trial had no effect. The entire family, including Dr. Kang, who had taken the original longevity and detoxification pill, showed no signs of detoxification, aside from varying degrees of nausea and diarrhea. Aside from the loose, sweaty diarrhea, no impurities were expelled. Dr. Kang, frail and forced to sit in his study, had to call an emergency family meeting to discuss the matter. Xiaolong, what's wrong? Why haven't we achieved any detoxification? Dr. Kang was puzzled. Even if the dog shit ingredients weren't right, he'd been taking the original longevity and detoxification pill. Kang Xiaoming had clearly seen an effect after taking half, but he'd taken the other half, so why was his condition no different from anyone else who'd eaten dog shit? I don't know, Grandpa. It's made of dog shit, and you're taking the original longevity and detoxification pill, so how could it not have any effect? Kang Xiaolong said, feeling weak and confused. Could it be different for each person? Dr. Kang asked, puzzled. No, Grandpa, it didn't work for me this time either. Kang Xiaoming had just said half of the sentence when he stood up, holding his stomach. I can't take it anymore, I'm going to poop, I have to go to the toilet. As he said that, Kang Xiaoming ran out of the study with a series of smelly farts. However, no one thought his farts were smelly, because everyone present had farted all day long. Xiaoming is right, it didn't work for him either. Is there something wrong with our experiment? Dr. Kang nodded and asked. Grandpa, I have thought of all the situations I can think of, but there is no way to explain it. Kang Xiaolong shook his head. Could it be that what Xiaoming ate before was different from what you ate later? Different? Isn't it the same pill divided into two parts? Dr. Kang frowned. I'm just speculating. There's no evidence right now, but now that I think about it, we're probably on the wrong track, Kang Xiaolong said. Before, we were also excited that we thought the most unlikely thing was the most likely. Dog shit is the longevity and detoxification pill. But think about it, is it really that simple? You mean, the longevity and detoxification pill isn't dog shit? Dr. Kang now calmed down and thought about it. Kang Xiaolong's words made sense. If something as miraculous as the longevity and detoxification pill were just dog shit, wouldn't it be too simple? Yes, it's just speculation, but I have two bold assumptions. Kang Xiaolong, worthy of his doctorate, was the most educated member of the Kang family, and his analysis was very coherent. Tell me about it, Dr. Kang gestured for him to continue. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 446 Dr. Kang's Plan. First, the elixir Kang Xiaobo sent us was indeed a longevity and detoxification elixir, but his lineage has always been at odds with us, so even if he sent us the elixir, he wouldn't want us to be too kind. So he mixed dog shit into it, Kang Xiaolong said. At Kang Xiaobo's age, he's capable of such a prank. So, Kang Xiaobo deliberately mixed dog shit with the elixir and sent it to us. Dr. Kang thought about it. Kang Xiaolong's analysis was not impossible. It's possible that Kang Xiaobo really did this, making him eat a longevity and detoxification elixir and a pile of dog shit at the same time. That's a possibility. Kang Xiaolong nodded and said, so the half that Xiaoming ate before might have just been the half of the elixir, and the half you ate was dog shit. Dr. Kang felt a little regretful after hearing his analysis of Kangxi catching a cold. If he had known this, he would have eaten it himself. Why did he let Kang Xiaoming eat it? The second possibility is that something unexpected may have happened to this pill when it was thrown into the trash can, and it may have been mixed with dog shit, or accidentally mixed with dog shit. This is also possible, Kang Xiaolong said, but no matter what, dog shit should not be the longevity and detoxification pill. Our research direction is wrong. Dr. Kang had a gloomy face and said nothing. In fact, he didn't know what to say. Fortunately, this incident happened inside the Kang family and was not known to outsiders. Otherwise, I'm afraid they would laugh their heads off. Dr. Kang's family, young and old, actually ate dog shit together. This is simply a big joke. Kang Xiaoming also finished shitting at this time and returned to the study. What happened? Any conclusion? What you ate before was probably not entirely dog shit, but there is no way to verify it, Dr. Kang said simply. In short, the longevity and detoxification pill is not dog shit. This matter has come to an end for the time being. Don't tell anyone, Kang Giffen, Kang Xiaolong and others all nodded. Nonsense. Who would volunteer such a shameful thing? Xiaolong, I think we need to put your marriage to Wang Xinian of the Xiao family on the agenda. After his research on the longevity and detoxification pill failed, Dr. Kang immediately considered the Xiao family's marriage alliance. Okay, then I'll go to Yanjing in the next few days, pay the betrothal gifts, and arrange the marriage. Kang Xiaolong was deeply disappointed. He had thought this would be a great opportunity for the Kang family, but in the end, it was all in vain. Well, it's just an engagement anyway, so I won't go. Giffen, take Xiaolong there, Dr. Kang instructed his eldest son, Kang Giffen. Yes, father, Kang Giffen nodded. One more thing, Quipu, I'll leave it to you. Dr. Kang turned to Kang Quipu. Kang Quipu was stunned. He was the family's prodigal son, the one who spent his days eating, drinking, and having fun, and he couldn't do anything significant. Why did his father suddenly give him something to do? Still, he was delighted. Although the longevity and detoxification pill hadn't been developed, Kang Xiaoming's involvement had clearly earned the respect of Dr. Kang. Dad, tell me what you want. I'll do my best, Kang Quipu quickly assured him. You have many friends in society. Keep an eye out for news about Kang Xiaobo's family. Since Kang Xiaobo's friend was able to obtain the longevity and detoxification pill, he must know someone highly skilled. Let's see who they've been in contact with. If there's such a person, we'll definitely recruit them and bring them to our service, Dr. Kang said. I'm an expert at this. Leave it to me to find out, Kang Quipu promised, patting his chest. Thus, the matter was settled, and Dr. Kang's family's farce of cracking the longevity and detoxification pill came to an end. However, Dr. Kang didn't give up. The longevity and detoxification pill symbolized wealth and status. If the Kang family truly gained control of it, their size would undoubtedly be much greater than it currently is. In the afternoon, Feng Xiaoxiao arrived at school. To Lin Yi's surprise, she remained calm. At least, her face showed no trace of anger, just like the time he peed on her. Lin Yi suspected she was plotting her next revenge. Lin Yi felt wronged. Why did this girl always have to pick on him? If she couldn't afford to offend, why not avoid her? Since you're here, I'm leaving. Lin Yi simply skipped class that afternoon. He had just received a call from Guanzuman. Fatty Lai had already completed the transfer procedures for the building's ownership. With Lin Yi's approval, the property could be transferred to Guanzin's name. Several drugs Guanzuman had submitted for approval had already been approved. With Guanzuman's connections in the pharmaceutical industry, this wasn't a problem, it was just a formality. The pharmaceutical company was about to be listed, but they just needed a professional manager. Lin Yi took this opportunity to visit Guanzuman to discuss the pharmaceutical company's affairs. As for Feng Xiaoxiao, he left her alone at school. Watching Lin Yi leave, Feng Xiaoxiao's lips revealed a barely perceptible smile. She couldn't wait for Lin Yi to leave. She wanted to have a good talk with Kang Xiaobo about Lin Yi's weaknesses. It seemed that her blind attempts were not the solution at all. Lin Yi's skills far exceeded her imagination, and his quick reaction was incredible. After the firecracker fuse was lit, he was able to calmly take it off his body, tie it to his own body, and tie a knot. This reaction speed shocked Feng Xiaoxiao. Sitting on the thick cushion, Feng Xiaoxiao poked Kang Xiaobo's back with her hand. Do you have time? Tell me about your boss. Kang Xiaobo also witnessed Feng Xiaoxiao being blown up by firecrackers yesterday. He was wondering what happened. Curious, He wanted to ask, but he didn't know how to start with Feng Xiaoxiao. Feng Xiaoxiao took the initiative to talk to him. What happened to you yesterday? How did you get blown up by firecrackers? Kang Xiaobo wasn't standing with Lin Yi yesterday, so he didn't see what happened before. It was just an accident. Let's not talk about that. Can you tell me about Lin Yi? Feng Xiaoxiao obviously didn't want to talk about the firecrackers. You saw it too. As soon as I arrived, Lin Yi left. He was clearly avoiding me. Feng Xiaoxiao looked at Kang Xiaobo with resentment, as pitiful as she could be, like a resentful woman who had been dumped. It was impossible not to sympathize with her. Oh, boss, he had other things to do. He wasn't deliberately avoiding you. Kang Xiaobo knew that Lin Yi was going to research the pharmaceutical company, but he couldn't tell Feng Xiaoxiao about it. The pharmaceutical company was still confidential. And Kang Xiaobo was not a person who didn't know the big picture. Chapter 447. Lin Yi was stunned. Oh, you left half of your story last time. I want to pursue Lin Yi. How can I do that? Feng Xiaoxiao asked, her voice low. I think it's not difficult. The boss is a soft-hearted person who doesn't take any hardship. Facts have proven that if you're a little soft-hearted and act a little coquettish, he won't be so hard-hearted as to ignore you, Kang Xiaobo said after a moment's hesitation. While it might be inappropriate to talk about one's boss behind his back, Feng Xiaoxiao felt quite sympathetic. A girl who transferred here for the man she loved, only to receive no understanding or praise from him, instead being ignored. This piqued Kang Xiaobo's sympathy, and so he spoke more. Oh? Lin Yi doesn't take any hardship. Feng Xiaoxiao was startled by Kang Xiaobo's words. Kang Xiaobo was one of Lin Yi's closest friends, and if he said that, what was wrong with her previous strategy? It seemed that simply trying to embarrass Lin Yi or threaten him would not only be ineffective, but might even have the opposite effect. It looked like if she wanted to make Lin Yi give in, she really had to change her plan. Yet, I think girls need to learn how to act like a spoiled child. You can't even act like a spoiled child, so how could the boss possibly like you? Kang Xiaobo said matter-of-factly. You know, sister-in-law Tang Yun is no worse than you, even a little taller. If you really like the boss, then you have to be gentler. Really? Feng Xiaoxiao frowned slightly. Should she be gentler with Lin Yi? Gentle with a boy? What a joke. She was Feng Xiaoxiao, how could she possibly try to please a boy? If others knew, wouldn't they laugh their heads off? No, absolutely not. Especially acting like a spoiled child. How could she act like a spoiled child? She had never acted like a spoiled child before, so how could she possibly do it? But if she didn't do this, Lin Yi definitely wouldn't teach her how to drive fast. Was driving fast really that important? Feng Xiaoxiao felt a little bewildered. She'd wanted to find Lin Yi because she'd been ignored the last time, and she was feeling a bit angry. A mere lackey had actually acted so arrogantly. Feng Xiaoxiao was furious, so she'd simply sought out Lin Yi to vent her anger. The idea of him teaching her speed racing was purely a sideshow. Feng Xiaoxiao had previously considered asking Lin Yi for speed racing lessons, and he'd undoubtedly agreed. But then, Lin Yi ignored her completely. That was fine, Feng Xiaoxiao could tolerate that. But what really got her over the edge was when Lin Yi peed on her and tied firecrackers to her butt in a knot. Was he trying to kill her? Feng Xiaoxiao was completely driven to the brink of revenge. This wasn't just about speed racing lessons, she hated Lin Yi to the core, and she had to make him pay a price to appease her. Kang Xiaobo's proposal, then, was truly a matter of considerable consideration. The key question was how to execute it. Even if Feng Xiaoxiao acted coquettishly towards Lin Yi and asked him to teach her how to drive fast, it was a trivial matter in Feng Xiaoxiao's eyes. Whether they drove fast or not was not important. She had to make Lin Yi look good. Oh, right? Suddenly, Feng Xiaoxiao's eyes lit up. Since Lin Yi liked Tang Yun, then she would really become a third party and destroy the relationship between Lin Yi and Tang Yun. Then she would make Lin Yi fall in love with her, and then she would dump Lin Yi. Haha. When Lin Yi was unable to extricate himself, she would tell him the truth. I guess it would be too late for him to cry by then, right? Thinking of this, Feng Xiaoxiao was full of fighting spirit again. With her beauty, wouldn't it be easy to win Lin Yi? No matter how good he was with Tang Yun, they were not in the same class. And she and Lin Yi were not only in the same class, but also deskmates. With such convenient conditions, if she still couldn't win this battle for love, then she would really be a failure, right? Seeing Feng Xiao's expression shift from joy to anger and then hope, Kang Xiaobo thought she had finally figured it out, so he said, "Anyway, I'm only telling you this out of pity for you, but don't try to ruin things between the boss and Tang Yun. No, I'll just be nice to him and pay attention to him quietly. I don't need him to like me." Feng Xiao nodded. "But you have to keep it a secret from me, of course." Kang Xiaobo smiled and nodded. He felt quite sympathetic towards Feng Xiao. When Lin Yi arrived at Guanzuman's villa, he was surprised to find 2 police cars parked outside. One was Song Lingshan's local licensed car, and the other was the one Yang Huaijin had driven when he'd picked him up from school the last time. Lin Yi didn't find Yang Huaijin's presence unusual, but he did find Song Lingshan's presence a bit odd. Why was she there too? He rang the doorbell to the villa. It was the nanny, Liu Ma, who opened the door. She knew Lin Yi and quickly invited him in, holding his slippers for him. She said, "Professor Guan is in the study. There are 2 guests. One is Mr. Yang, whom you know." "Oh, I see. I'll go find them myself." "I know the other one too," Lin Yi said to Liu Ma with a smile. "Okay." After hearing that Lin Yi knew both of them, Liu Ma said nothing more and went back to her own business. Lin Yi arrived at the study door and knocked. Guan Zuman's voice came from inside. "Is that Xiaoi? You're here so soon." "It's me." Lin Yi pushed the door open, smiled and nodded, but was suddenly startled by a figure approaching. He was about to hide, but after seeing who it was, he could only smile wryly. Yang Huaijin gave Lin Yi a bear hug and burst into laughter. "Look at how I'm doing now." Lin Yi rolled his eyes. "You won't die yet, but you'll have to wait to regain your former strength." "You can regain your strength?" Yang Huaijin was stunned at first, then delighted. "Eagle Lin Yi, are you saying I can regain my former strength? When did I ever say that?" Lin Yi shrugged. However, before Yang Huaijin could say anything, Song Lingshan, who was sitting on the sofa, curled her lips in disdain and spoke first. "It's a common thing, brainless girl, if you don't say anything, no one will think you're mute." Lin Yi was a little dissatisfied with Song Lingshan's interruption and glared at her. "Don't beg me anymore. Just treat everything I promised you before as nonsense, Brother Yang. Look, he's bullying." Song Lingshan looked at Yang Huaijin aggrievedly and said pitifully. "Huh?" Lin Yi was stunned. Song Lingshan also had a little girl side? Chapter 448 The Other Side of Song Lingshan. Lin Yi nearly fell to the ground, horrified by Song Lingshan's sudden change of character. "Haha, Xiao Song, it's time to find a man who can control you, otherwise your temper is too wild." Yang Huaijin laughed. "Huh? Brother Yang, what nonsense are you talking about? What kind of man am I looking for?" Song Lingshan's eyes widened, her face flushed with shame, and she looked at Yang Huaijin angrily. Girls should get married when they grow up, but Yang Huaijin was unfazed. "Besides, when I need Lin Yi to do something, I have to ask him for help. You ask him too." Song Lingshan had always been puzzled by Lin Yi's identity. Even if he was a very capable bodyguard, there was no need for Yang Huaijin to praise him so much. You know, Yang Huaijin rarely admired anyone easily. But in front of Lin Yi, he was completely humble and self-deprecating, which made Song Lingshan a little confused. Yang Huaijin was a retired soldier from that mysterious organization. Although he was injured and his skills were not as good as before, he had once been glorious and brave and resourceful. He would never praise others lightly. But Song Lingshan couldn't understand how these 2 people could possibly have any connection with each other. The most suspicious thing was that when Yang Huaijin first met Lin Yi, he almost lost his composure. Yang Huaijin nodded seriously. "I'm asking him to treat my illness now." Yang Huaijin wanted to bring Lin Yi and Song Lingshan together. Although the Song family was quite powerful, their family didn't interfere much in Song Lingshan's marriage. Especially since the Song family originated from an ancient martial arts family and valued strength, the old man of the Song family was very supportive of Song Lingshan's statement that she wanted to find a man who could beat her. And Lin Yi just met this condition. This alone was enough to let Lin Yi give it a try. But what bothered Yang Huaijin was Xiaoning's matter. He knew that Lin Yi would never be accepted by Xiaoning's family, but he couldn't help but help Xiaoning again and again. What kind of mentality was this? The affection for Xiaoning that he had buried deep in his heart turned into protection for her happiness. Song Lingshan was speechless. She thought that Yang Huaijin's presence today would give her courage, but it seemed that she had made a wrong calculation. Yang Huaijin could not order Lin Yi. "You questioned me before, So all the previous agreements are cancelled. Lin Yi sat down on the sofa, next to Song Lingshan. After hearing what Lin Yi said, Song Lingshan almost regretted her stomach bleeding. If she had known this would happen, why would she bother to argue for a while? She thought that Yang Huaijin could support her, but she found that her words had caused a big mistake. Looking at Lin Yi's look of "I don't need help, don't bother me," Song Lingshan was so angry that her teeth itched, but she had no choice. She wanted to ease the relationship with Lin Yi, so she kicked Lin Yi with her foot. "Hey, why are you so stingy? This is not a question of stinginess, it's a question of principle. If I don't want to help, I won't help." It's all cancelled. Lin Yi was relieved. He didn't really want to get involved in Song Lingshan's affairs. If Yang Huaijin hadn't said hello, he wouldn't bother her. Now that he had the chance, Lin Yi completely rejected it. Song Lingshan was so angry that her eyes widened, but she was helpless. After hesitating for a moment, she tugged at the corner of Lin Yi's clothes and whispered in his ear, "That stupid girl was wrong, isn't it okay? Just forgive her this time." Song Lingshan's body trembled as she said this. When had she ever been so servile to others? But in front of Lin Yi, she had to lower her posture. Why was she so unlucky? He had her completely dominated, with no room for recovery. "Okay, then I'll forgive you this time." Lin Yi was moved by Song Lingshan. He didn't expect that this little girl would be so charming when she acted coquettishly. There is no beautiful girl who is not cute. The key is to see if she can show her cute side. Lin Yi came to a conclusion. It seems that he still has a bit of kindness. This is not a good sign. What if a female killer acts coquettishly to him in the future? Will he let her go? Song Lingshan's voice was soft and Guan Zuman couldn't hear it, but Yang Huaijin, who was sitting next to her, heard it clearly. Yang Huaijin was so powerful. Although he was injured and had dropped in rank, he was still an early yellow rank expert in his prime, so his hearing was naturally extraordinary. He almost fainted when he heard what Song Lingshan said to Lin Yi. Is this still the Song Lingshan he knew? Although Song Lingshan would show her little girl's side in front of him, it was just because she treated him as a big brother and an elder, and there was no other intention. But when it comes to Lin Yi, it seems that Lin Yi is not even her age, right? Could it be that Xiao Song has fallen in love this time? Although Yang Huaijin was suspicious, he could only pretend not to hear. This was a matter of a girl's face. Maybe she could say that in front of Lin Yi, but if outsiders heard it, Song Lingshan would probably commit suicide. Song Lingshan glared at Lin Yi with resentment, but she also received an answer that satisfied her. She turned away, angrily ignoring him. Although Guan Zuman didn't know what was going on, he intuitively sensed that Lin Yi and Song Lingshan seemed to have a special relationship. He sighed inwardly. He saw his granddaughter's intentions. If it were any other boy, Guan Zuman would have been confident in facilitating the marriage, but now that it was Lin Yi, Guan Zuman had no confidence at all. First, Lin Yi's medical skills were superior to his own. Second, Lin Yi's abilities beyond medicine were likely exceptional, and he was indeed very good. This could be discerned from the conversation between Song Lingshan and Lin Yi. "Xia Yi, wait a moment. Xia Ouyang and Xia Song have something to discuss with me. They just arrived. We'll discuss other matters after they've finished their discussion," Guan Zuman said to Lin Yi. As he became more familiar with Lin Yi, Guan Zuman began to consider him half a family member, and he became less polite. "Well, it's okay. I'll sit for a while," Lin Yi said, then looked at Yang Huaijin. "How about I step aside for a moment?" As he spoke, Lin Yi was about to stand up. Song Lingshan wanted to pull Lin Yi back with one claw. She had wanted Lin Yi's help in this matter, so why was he stepping aside? No need. It's a good opportunity for you to listen to. If you come across any clues, you can help. Yang Huaijin waved his hand and spoke for Song Lingshan first. Song Lingshan breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed that Captain Yang and Lin Yi had a good relationship. Although he was begging Lin Yi, it was obvious that Lin Yi would respond to his every request. Chapter 449 Rolling in. Sure enough, Lin Yi nodded and sat back on the sofa. "Then let's listen." Yang Huaijin didn't say anything else, but got straight to the point. "Grandpa Guan, I brought Xiao Song here mainly to borrow your connections to find out something." "Xiao Yang, you're welcome. Just get straight to the point." Guan Zuman knew Yang Huaijin must have something important to talk to him about, so he waved his hand and asked directly, "Next time, Xiao Song needs something, just come over." "Thank you, Professor Guan." Song Lingshan said quickly. It's like this, Grandpa Guan. Lately, there's been an illegal organ trafficking ring operating recklessly, abducting beggars, homeless people, and even the disabled in the city, removing their kidneys or corneas. They've reached a point of brazenness, Yang Huaijin said, so I'd like to ask you to find out where the organs for body and cornea replacements at major hospitals are coming from. I hope you can find some clues. That's easy, but I can only help. For those who've already had surgery, even if the organs were illegally sourced, I can't demand they remove them again, Guan Zuman said. Of course, that's a bit too inhumane, but those involved in illegal transactions will still be punished, Yang Huaijin said. Please ask Grandpa Guan for help. I'll call Xiaoxiang. He's a shareholder in several hospitals and is more informed than I am, Guan Zuman nodded. The Xiaoxiang Guan Zuman was referring to was his youngest son, Guan Xiaoxiang, and Guan Xin's father. He held shares in several hospitals and also owned a private hospital in Songjiang City with Guan Xin's mother. He was a well-known figure in the provincial medical community. Haha, with Uncle Xiang and Aunt Lan's help, we should be able to find out some information, Yang Huaijin nodded. The Aunt Lan he was referring to was Guan Xiaoxiang's wife and Guan Xin's mother. Yang Huaijin brought Song Lingshan here mainly to ask Guan Zuman for help. After the matter was explained, Guan Zuman readily agreed, so there was no need for him to stay any longer. Moreover, Guan Zuman obviously had other things to discuss with Lin Yi, so Yang Huaijin stood up and prepared to say goodbye. Grandpa Guan, we'll leave first. Things are quite busy at the bureau. I'll come to see you another day. Go and get busy. Come for dinner another day, Guan Zuman nodded. Wait, Lin Yi stopped Yang Huaijin. I've prepared the medicine for your second course of treatment, but I didn't bring it today. Tomorrow, can you come to my school to pick it up? Okay, but I've been seconded to Lin City recently to help investigate a major case. I might be very busy. If you don't have time, let Xiao Song go, Yang Huaijin nodded. No need to say thank you anymore. Everything is self-explanatory, just keep busy. Don't worry about being exhausted, Lin Yi shrugged. You weren't this busy before I treated you. Hey, people should do what they can. Isn't it almost healed? Yang Huaijin said a little embarrassedly. Besides, wasn't I also creating an opportunity for you and Xiao Song? Huh? Lin Yi's eyes widened, and Song Lingshan's eyes widened as well. Lin Yi was a little speechless. Why did Yang Huaijin always want to match him and Song Lingshan together? Song Lingshan was surprised to see how Yang Huaijin became so unruly in front of Lin Yi. Humph, he must have been led astray by this kid. He must have been. When I finally make a comeback, I'll definitely give Lin Yi a hard time. However, it seems like I can't make any progress right now. I still need to work hard. After seeing off Yang Huaijin and Song Lingshan, Lin Yi returned to Guan Zuman's study. Guan Zuman was on the phone when Lin Yi entered. He had just put it down. I called Mr. Lai. He'll be here soon. Mr. Lai? Fatty Lai, right. Lin Yi was stunned for a moment before realizing. Haha, it's him. Guan Zuman naturally couldn't bring himself to call Lai Chang'ai Fatty Lai. Before the two of them could exchange a few words, voices could be heard outside the study, and then a ball-like figure rolled into the study. Fatty Lai had been there before, so Aunt Liu knew him, and he was let in straight away. Fatty Lai had heard from Guan Zuman that Lin Yi was there, so he was a little anxious. He was desperate to see Lin Yi. They hadn't met since the birthday party, so in his excitement, he stumbled at the study door and rolled right in. Lin Yi was startled by Fatty Lai. What kind of kung fu are you practicing? Even if you want to come in quickly, you don't have to come in like this. It was a mistake. I accidentally fell down and became like this. Fatty Lai was a little embarrassed. Dr. Lin, I finally see you. I missed you so much. Woo, I thought you didn't want me and would never see you again. You don't know how excited I was when Professor Guan called me just now. I wasn't as excited as today when I got married. Okay, just stay away from me. I'm a little scared. Although I don't doubt your sexual orientation, I'm still wary of you, Lin Yi said after he was 1 meter away from Fatty Lai. It's okay. I'm content just to see Divine Dr. Lin, Fatty Lai said, unfazed by Lin Yi's disdain. He pulled a document from his backpack. Divine Dr. Lin, please review this. The building's ownership has been transferred to Miss Guan Xin. As soon as Miss Guan Xin signs, this contract will take effect. Oh? Isn't your new company also in the building? Everything's been transferred. What are you going to do? Lin Yi asked, somewhat puzzled. I'm a tenant now. I'll pay the rent on time every month, Fatty Lai said. Divine Dr. Lin, you're not going to kick me out, are you? Although Lin Yi found Fatty Lai a bit annoying, he had no reason to kick him out. It would be unkind to kick someone out after they'd given him their own building. No, stay here. Forget about the rent or anything like that. Lin Yi waved his hand. Then I'll stay. Fatty Lai had already made up his mind. He was hooked on Lin Yi. He saw that being close to Lin Yi would definitely bring him many benefits in the future. Even though Lin Yi wasn't familiar with him before and didn't like him very much, it didn't matter. Time would pass, and they'd become familiar. Now things were pretty good, weren't they? At least Lin Yi was willing to see him, which was a good start. How's your father? Lin Yi felt a little uneasy after taking a building for nothing. He wasn't one to get something for nothing. Although his fees were high and his commissions were low, he still put in the work. Chapter 450, Very Bad Attitude. This building was essentially a gift from Fatty Lai to Lin Yi. Lin Yi felt he should give something back to Fatty Lai, so he decided to ask about his father's condition. When Fatty Lai heard Lin Yi's question, his expression froze for a moment, and he seemed a little skeptical of his own hearing. However, once he confirmed his hearing was alright, he was overjoyed. Fatty Lai burst into tears, feeling that his dedication and hard work had finally paid off. Previously, Lin Yi had disliked him and was unwilling to talk to him, but now, he had taken the initiative to ask about his father's condition, which made Fatty Lai feel flattered. Dr. Lin, I knew you were a good person and that you would care about my father, Fatty Lai said, about to kneel down before Lin Yi. Thank you on behalf of my father. Alright, stop. Stop now. Lin Yi was terrified by Fatty Lai's behavior. He was actually afraid of him. Don't do that. If you do that again, I won't ask again next time. I shouldn't have bothered to ask. No, I won't cry anymore. I'm just so moved and crying with joy. Fatty Lai quickly stood up and wiped away his tears. Fatty Lai was worthy of the nickname Crybaby. Tears came and went quickly, and in a moment, he was smiling again. If you don't cry, you can call me normally next time. Lin Yi was speechless. He was truly impressed by this guy. To make him cry less, Lin Yi gave him a phone privilege. Really? That's great, Dr. Lin. Fatty Lai was so excited that he was about to cry again, but when he remembered Lin Yi's words, that he could only call him if he didn't cry, he quickly stopped crying. Now, let's talk about your father's condition. He has uremia, right? Lin Yi waved his hand to stop Fatty Lai. Even if this guy didn't cry, he would be very nagging. Yes, uremia. After taking that half pill of the longevity and detoxification pill, there have been obvious effects. He has woken up and is in much better spirits. All indicators have begun to improve. However, the doctor said that he is still not completely cured. Although the treatment can be maintained, we don't know if it will get worse again, Fatty Lai said worriedly. Has he had a kidney transplant before? Lin Yi nodded and asked after hearing this. No, at his age, I'm afraid he won't be able to get off the operating table, and the doctor doesn't recommend surgery, Fatty Lai said truthfully. That's easy, Lin Yi said. How about this? I'll write down a few Chinese medicines, you go out and buy them for me, and after I boil them, let your father drink them for a week. Then come back to me to change the medicine after a week. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lin. Fatty Lai was extremely excited. He felt that he had finally made the right bet. It seemed that divine Dr. Lin was still kind-hearted. After much persuasion, he finally agreed to help. Lin Yi still didn't fully trust Fatty Lai, so he didn't ask him to buy all the necessary medicines the first time. He simply wrote down the names of the Chinese herbs needed for the first course of treatment, and the dosages were vague, about 5 liang each. He also included the names of several unnecessary herbs. Fatty Lai carefully took Lin Yi's prescription, fearing it might be lost. He tucked it away and hurried off to buy the medicine. After sending Fatty Lai away, Lin Yi breathed a sigh of relief and said to Guan Zumin, Grandpa Guan, have the paperwork with the pharmaceutical company and the approvals for the drugs been sorted out? Yes, these are minor matters. I don't need to get involved. I'll have Xiaoxiang take care of it and have it delivered shortly. Guan Zumin nodded. As he spoke, there was a knock on the study door, and then the door opened. Dad, I've brought the materials you requested. A middle-aged man walked in. His face vaguely resembled Guan Zumin, Presumably Guanzuman's son, Guanzhao. Just leave it here. By the way, let me introduce you to Mr. Lin Yi, the one I mentioned to you, Guanzuman said, introducing Lin Yi to Guanzhao. Hello, Uncle Guan. Lin Yi quickly stood up and greeted him. After all, Guanzhao was his elder, and Lin Yi didn't dare to be overbearing. However, Guanzhao's attitude towards Lin Yi seemed very indifferent. He nodded to him and said indifferently, "Hello, Mr. Lin." If Lin Yi had called Guanzhao uncle, then he shouldn't have called Lin Yi Mr. Lin. Even if it was just a courtesy, he wouldn't have been so cold. Lin Yi gave a wry smile, not knowing how he had offended Guanzhao. A little embarrassed, he didn't know what to say. Guanzuman, however, tried to smooth things over. "Xiaoxiang, is the company busy?" "Not bad," Guanzhao said calmly. "Dad, why did you think of starting a company? Haven't you always disliked using your own name for things? Don't let yourself get confused when you're old, or your reputation will be ruined." "Xiaoxiang, what are you talking about?" Guanzuman's face suddenly turned gloomy, and he glared at his son. "Are you okay? If not, you can leave. My company is very busy. I came back to deliver the materials to you, so of course I had to hurry back," Guanzhao said calmly. "I'm just reminding you, don't be fooled." After saying that, Guanzhao glanced at Lin Yi, turned and left the room. Without saying anything more, he quickly left the villa. The sound of the villa door closing could be heard from outside. This brat, Guanzuman was furious. He smiled bitterly and shook his head, saying to Lin Yi, "Zai, don't mind it, Uncle Guan is doing this for your own good. He's just worried that I'm a liar." Lin Yi smiled slightly, expressing his understanding. Actually, there was nothing wrong with what Guanzhao said. Although it was a bit disrespectful, he was indeed reminding Guanzuman from a family perspective, telling him not to be fooled. It was just that his way of expression was a bit too straightforward. He could have said it after Lin Yi left, but Lin Yi didn't care about it. "It's not directed at you." Guanzuman shook his head. "This kid is still holding a grudge against me and is brooding over what happened back then." "What happened back then?" Lin Yi was slightly stunned. "My eldest son, as I told you before, was a lazy and unemployed vagrant. He relied on my reputation to win over some drug dealers and started a pharmaceutical business, and he's doing quite well," Guanzuman said. "So my youngest son, when he was about to graduate from university, joined forces with a good classmate and wanted to set up a clinic and do things under my name, but I sternly rejected him. So, he feels a bit resentful about me using my name to set up a pharmaceutical company with you this time." Lin Yi couldn't help but laugh after listening to Guanzuman's explanation. "So Uncle Guan is jealous of me." End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.